San Antonio's Sports Center.
The New York Giants are looking for a new head football coach. They'll look this offseason. Today they fired Brian Daboll following their loss to the Bears yesterday. Offensive coordinator Mike Kafka will take over as the interim head coach. Tonight on Monday Night Football, we have the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. Kickoff is set for 7:15. It's a game you can catch right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, beginning at 6 with the pregame.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmyloteam.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On another Monday after a fantastic football weekend, here we go. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix, and my goodness, I love football season.
Yeah, I do too, but I'm not the only one that feels weird when the Cowboys aren't playing on a Sunday, and they didn't last Sunday, they didn't yesterday, and they won't next Sunday. And it is kind of weird watching and not planning around the Dallas Cowboys. But I liked it because I'm not pissed off today because of my team.
You'll just be pissed off next Tuesday.
Well, that's true.
Because of your team.
But no, it's the Raiders.
I mean,
I said the same thing about the Cardinals,
I think that's exactly what you said. Who got manhandled against Seattle yesterday?
Dude, I've been telling you, Seattle's legit good. You know, I love watching former Cowboys do well with other teams, like DeMarcus Lawrence getting 2 defensive touchdowns. You know, a funny story that's not so funny. I'm at the airport bar in Phoenix. And when DeMarcus Lawrence gets his second, dudes at the down were like, "Is that a replay or are they?" No, that's 2. That's his second. No, that's got to be a replay because, you know, obviously they had some things going the other way. They were very upset that DeMarcus Lawrence got a second touchdown.
I'm sure they were. But, I mean, at least the good news, with a game like that, I mean, they kill you quick.
Yeah.
Because if you've got Arizona, you know you're done pretty early. So you can just go on about your day. But that was good. The Rams looked good yesterday. I think they're going to be a team to mess with. New England. It's my new favorite chick on the side, I think.
This week.
Well, no, forever. I'm really pulling for them. I like their quarterback. I like their head coach, who should still be the head coach in Tennessee, but they're stupid there. But the guy's doing a great job, and they're going to end up winning that AFC East.
They're running away with it, and especially an impressive win over the shorthanded Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Couple that with the inexplainable Miami Dolphins trucking the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Unbelievable.
The Bills.
I don't know what happened there. I didn't see a lot of that game, just clicking around every now and then. But, seeing the final score, man, it's just like, what the hell's going on with Buffalo? Very inconsistent team.
30-13, and it wasn't even that close.
No.
Although, and I didn't see any of that game. The highlight of the tush-push thing that went for like 40 yards and a fumble. I mean, that was bizarre.
Yes,
that was all Josh Allen.
All Josh Allen.
Josh Allen had a bad game yesterday.
He did.
And most of the football I watched yesterday was either in the airport or on the plane after a lengthy delay for no good reason. I get home and I watch Aaron Rodgers really for the first time look like an old man quarterback.
He looked ancient last night.
Bad decisions, afraid to get hit, missed open throws, really for the first time. And I know you're a little biased because you love the man so much.
I do.
But
stay classy, Dallas.
I think he's a bum.
What did the Cowboys? Why did the Cowboys get brought into everything, Pledge? We're not talking about but when you look at it, the idea. I think that's really the first time, if you're a Steeler fan, if you're an Aaron Rodgers fan, where you watched the game and went, Aaron Rodgers just looks old.
He really did. Last night, he looked extremely old and just bad. But look, Pittsburgh's not going anywhere. We kind of figured that. Everybody else gets off to a bad start in that division. The Ravens are coming. I mean, they're coming. They're going to end up winning that division most likely. Joe Burrow's 21-day practice window has been open.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about Thanksgiving sometime, maybe coming back, that time frame. So I'm afraid Pittsburgh's done. Here's the question, and I wonder, and I love Mike Tomlin. I actually do. I love the guy. He's been around Pittsburgh for 100 years. But when is it time to move on from a guy like that? And in all seriousness, you haven't done anything in a long time, and he's a defensive guy. That defense sucks, and Aaron Rodgers doesn't have it anymore. So I just wonder when Mike Tomlin's time in Pittsburgh is going to come to an end.
You know, it's such a loaded question because I'm going to assume, like every other team, when they do their offseason deep dive, it's his personnel. This is one. Aaron Rodgers is a grasp to try to find the quarterback because they haven't had one since Ben Roethlisberger retired.
Mm-hmm.
Every team is always on the hunt for a quarterback. Yeah, New England, they may have found another one. Man, they but Aaron Rodgers is a Band-Aid. Now, with Tomlin there and the personnel and the investment on the defensive side, you expect those guys to be better. But they're old. That is an old team. I don't know if you move. I don't know. One, the Rooneys don't fire people.
No, they don't.
But you wonder. Now, you can say, I mean, there was a time the Spurs went 7 years between championships, and you wondered, do you keep this team together? Do you keep the all of that was in play. And is Tomlin in the same category as Pop in the sense of it's his decision on when it's time to go. Now, obviously, things happened, and it ultimately wasn't in San Antonio, but that was a health-related matter. But you wonder, with everything that he's done with that organization, he has won a Super Bowl there. Do you fire him just because it's stagnant? Or, who's making the personnel decisions? But until they can get the quarterback right, this team isn't going to have a chance.
Well, sure. But again, if you've got a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, you bring in just to not make mistakes and just be that guy. You're relying on the defense, which is the most expensive defense, by the way, in the National Football League. And Tomlin is a defensive guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long he's been there. It's going on 20 years, is it not?
If not more, 2021.
I just don't see a football team saying, "Oh yeah, it's your decision." I mean, at some point in time, the fan base has to speak up. Somebody's got to say, "Look, we just need a change of pace. We love the guy, but we just need a change of pace." And I think we're starting to come to that conclusion.
There are Steeler fans that I know that are on that fence, and it reminds me of the late '80s Cowboy fans saying it's time for Tom Landry to go. The game has passed him by, and then you fire him and you go, "What the hell are you doing?" Now there was a lot that goes into it, and with an ownership change and whatnot, but because it's the NFL, longevity in coaching isn't really there, so there's not a lot of other examples. I look up, Buffalo lost an embarrassing game yesterday. How in the hell does Buffalo lose to Miami? Well, Bill's coach has been there a long time.
He has.
And
same question with him.
At what point do you go, Sean McDermott's good, but is this your job forever without winning? Right?
You even wonder, Brian Daboll fired today from the New York Giants. Would he be a fit back in Buffalo? I mean, he and Josh Allen got along pretty well when he was the offensive coordinator in Buffalo. It's interesting.
It's so. Maybe not as an offensive coordinator, maybe because Brian Daboll's supposed to be this great offensive coordinator. He's got the reputation of being this great quarterback guru. And then you look at the numbers. I saw this on Twitter earlier. In his career as a head coach and offensive coordinator, Brian Daboll has had 19 different quarterbacks that have started for him. Only 2 have finished with winning records. Josh Allen, 39-21. Matt Barkley, 1-0. The other 17 quarterbacks combined are 39-97-1. Yet he's supposed to be a quarterback guru in this offensive whiz. No, he got lucky with the Josh Allen, helped develop him. That landed him the head coaching job. Although, I'm looking at, obviously the next Giants full-time head coach. They've got Lane Kiffin with the best odds. again.
Lane Kiffin.
I mean,
going back with his quarterback.
Cliff Kingsbury at 2.
That would be good as well.
Jesse Minter, Clint Kubiak, John Gruden, Jason Garrett, Mike McCarthy, Joe Brady. Bill. I mean, you see all these. And then Mike McDaniel's down there at 15-1. But I wonder, could Brian Daboll replace Mike McDaniel in Miami? I mean, the fact that they've got a current head coach on odds for another one.
They don't have a quarterback there either.
Well, I mean, but one of the knocks on Mike McDaniel, he's too soft. So you bring in Brian Daboll just to be the complete opposite, right? If he gets another head coaching job. Is he one of those guys that is a great coordinator and not necessarily a great head coach? You know, Robert Saleh with the Jets, not great. You look at San Francisco, and I know they lost yesterday, but is he going to get another opportunity to be a head coach?
Or are these guys just better coordinators? I mean, it happens so much in this league where they're just better coordinators. Now, I don't think Robert Saleh did a bad job with the Jets, quite frankly, and I don't think he deserved to be fired like he was. But some of these guys are just better coordinators. What Saleh's done with that San Francisco defense is a minor miracle with all the injuries they've had.
But again, you might be a better coordinator than head coach, but when you're the head coach, all the responsibilities there, but the decision-making on your personnel and what you get saddled with. Thought it was funny as hell yesterday. You know, the Detroit Lions just rack up a ton of yards and points, and Dan Campbell's like, yeah, I called plays today. I just needed to change the scenery. Really? All right. Thought that was odd. But sometimes it's situation. You know, Daboll, his head coaching record is what it is. Is he a bad coach? No. They traded Saquon. He wanted Jackson Dart. Nobody else did. They gave him Jackson Dart. He had to start Russell Wilson for a while. And then he's got no running game. And his best wide receiver is now out. His best running back is out. And they can't close out games because they can't run the football without their quarterback who gets his bell rung, and you get fired.
Well, and they run their quarterback too much out of necessity. Well, that's why he's in the blue tent just about every game now. You've got to protect that guy at some point in time, so they got to do something. I saw where Dan Quinn now is going to take over calling the defense for the Washington Commandskins. So it's interesting that it's happening around the league. Whatever Dan Campbell did yesterday worked, or they just played better. You know, one of the two. And Washington sucks right now. I mean, let's face it, they're not very good at the moment. So, but it's interesting that these head coaches now want to take over and go back and do what they've been doing or used to do before they became head coaches.
Again, when you're calling plays, when you make your bones as a play caller, it is hard to give that up. And we've heard that from everybody that's done it. And at some point, they ultimately do. But you heard Dan Campbell yesterday in his postgame. I know what I want to see. And they promoted from within when Ben Johnson left. Mm-hmm. They didn't go out and find the best. They promoted from within. And Dan Campbell wants that control. And again, sometimes I look at it, Brian Schottenheimer, your job is the one on the line.
True.
Right?
Yeah, very true. I mean, look at Brian Daboll, right? He got fired, but it was the defense that blew that 10-point lead.
Well,
late.
Although, I mean, 4th and 1, what are you doing? I mean, do you make it a 2-score game? Do you his late game adjustments weren't very good. Well, his clock management wasn't very good. His 2-8 starts, I mean, there are a lot of reasons to fire him, but why are you firing him in November?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that either.
Unless the Giants, and, we all saw Hard Knocks. If Brian Daboll got a little pissy with, his post-game visit with the boss, or whoever they want is available, currently not coaching in the NFL, and you want to get a head start on getting to that guy, that's the only reason why I think you would fire him now, because this season is lost. And so, in the NFL rules, they can't talk to anybody that's on somebody else's staff. So unless they want to talk to somebody that's not currently coaching in the NFL, that would be the only reason to fire him today.
That could be. And look, Lane Kiffin's going to be a hot story, but Lane Kiffin's still got an opportunity to win a national championship.
Yep.
I mean, let's face it, that Mississippi team is, I don't think they're going to get there, but who knows? He's got them playing some pretty good football, and they're certainly going to be in the mix in the playoff chase.
Although, looking at the odds list, and you wonder, right, where do they come up with these? You know, I do think Cliff Kingsbury is going to be a popular name in this cycle, especially with certain styles of offenses. But when I see a Jason Garrett at 12-1 and a Mike McCarthy at 12-1, Jason Garrett has spent a lot of time with that New York Giants organization and what he can do with the Jackson Dart. And you heard him talking about it yesterday before Brian Daboll was fired. Mike McCarthy, same kind of, you look at the quarterbacks that McCarthy has had, and you think about the ownership group. I'd be surprised if that ownership group went with a Lane Kiffin. They like to go with people they know. Those are two guys that they know, and they're both got pretty high odds on the list. And if you want them, you can talk to them today, right? They're not currently on somebody else's staff under contract.
Well, Jason Garrett, I don't know. I don't know. Jason Garrett. Mike McCarthy, I could see. I could see him getting a shot at a job. But Jason Garrett, I mean, I like the guy. Nice guy. But
if Jerry put a poison pill in his retirement papers and his severance package, I mean, that's got to be expired by now.
Well, let's talk about that because Jerry's getting kind of hammered for that in places I've seen, and I'm not sure exactly why. Puts what they're calling a poison pill in the Micah Parsons trade so he doesn't end up in the city of brotherly love. We're talking about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
He loves it.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Monday night at 7:15 p.m. After a bye week, the Cowboys are center stage on Monday Night Football for the second time this month. This time in Sin City, taking on the Las Vegas Raiders at Allegiant Stadium. Pre-game at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
With Progressive, you can reach customer service in the way that's easiest for you, by phone, app, or online. We know it would be great if we just magically appeared, but that's more of a genie thing, and we do insurance. But with us, you'd be like, well, it wasn't a genie, but it was great customer service, so that's nice. And sure, you probably would still like the whole 3 wishes thing, so if you meet a genie, you should definitely ask. But when you need us, contact Progressive by phone, app, or online. Just no genies. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit JoeGomezLaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law Fights.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1783. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-1783. That's 800-575-1783. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game.
Boom! 42!
You're going down, Doug.
Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down.
Hey!
Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, wrapping up Week 10, Eagles and Packers. How did that one go?
The Spurs get back to business and they take care of the Bulls last night and get ready for 4 home games. Also, Cowboys back into business. Is Quinnen ready to go? Hey, we start early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Jason, we got to start out with a little shout out.
Yeah?
For the UTSA women's soccer team. Winning the American Conference. They beat Rice 1-0.
In overtime.
Congratulations to the UTSA women's soccer team. Well done. That's awesome.
What's really cool about that, good friend of the show, Danny Closa, his daughter is on that team. And his other daughter was, well, probably the most decorated soccer player in UTSA history when they were winning the Conference USA championship. So how cool is it to have two kids both win rings playing at UTSA? But to win, it's kind of like the baseball team with the run they had. Now the soccer team and what Sam Pittman and that group has done, just incredible. Incredible. Congratulations.
No doubt. Wanted to make sure we give them the proper recognition because that was well done. And always good to hear about that, winning the conference championship. That's fantastic. Now, a lot of football yesterday, but I'm not sure if there was a game more impressive, I guess, at least in the fourth quarter, than the Houston Texans. Dude. Unbelievable collapse and rally, depending on where you're going. But the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence looked like he never played football in his life in that fourth quarter.
Now I'm at I'm in Phoenix, at lunch, checking scores, because obviously that game was not available in Phoenix. And where I was having lunch, they didn't have red zone, so it was whatever game was on. But I'm following scores, and I've got Jacksonville, and I'm happy. Then I get to the airport, and it's and I'm like, what? I didn't see any of it, right? Because even red zone, at least the They didn't have Red Zone in the airport, but it was, I guess, the NFL Network one that's showing all the different highlights. Like, they rarely showed anything. It's like, all of a sudden, here's a score update. But, like with Red Zone, they'll give you plays and you can kind of follow along. And I don't know how Houston pulled that off. I didn't see it.
Davis Mills, baby.
Yeah?
Davis Mills. Guy was fantastic in the fourth quarter.
Well, what about the other three?
Well, he wasn't so good in the other three. But when it counted, he was fantastic.
Well, what about the great Trevor Lawrence, who was 13 of 23 for the game?
Dude, he was awful.
158 yards.
I think they had, and correct me, Pledge, because I'm sure you were watching the entire thing. I was flipping around, but I think they had 3 or 4 3-and-outs in that fourth quarter. Now you credit some of that to the Texans defense, but you can also give it to Trevor Lawrence, who again, and everybody, they just I think the Jags mentally thought that game was in the bag, and they didn't have to do anything.
I mean, they were moving the ball the first 3 quarters against that defense.
They were.
Well, I mean, but you say that they were 4 of 11 for the game on third down. Their stats aren't eye-popping. I mean, the idea that they, in the game, rushed for 94 whole yards. He threw for 158. He got sacked 5 times. I expect those kind of numbers from a mediocre to bad offense against a great defense. But yet somehow they still had a big lead. And then they fall apart in the fourth quarter. I know it's a great win for Houston. I don't want to sound like I'm taking anything away from Houston.
Oh, take away.
But it's almost like when the Broncos came back and beat the Giants. It was more of a meltdown on Jacksonville's part, and Houston took full advantage of everything. And then, of course, they get a defensive touchdown to end things.
By the way, $55 million a year, tied with Joe Burrow, second most by an NFL quarterback. That's Trevor Lawrence.
He's awful.
It's a good thing he's in Jacksonville. Otherwise, he'd get that Dak Prescott treatment.
Well, he's awful. I'm saying it right now. The guy's terrible. I mean, he is. He kept waiting for him. Ever since he came out of Clemson, you're thinking this guy's going to be the next. And he just never has taken that step. Now, maybe there's reasons for it, or maybe he's just not as good as everybody thought he was. But I will say that Houston did get lucky. And I will say that because the last play before the return for touchdown, Jacksonville picked up a first down. They're in field goal range.
Yep.
And it gets called back because of a penalty, which to me was an iffy penalty. All right, it was, but they called it, and so you go with that. And then the next play is when they scored the defensive touchdown. So you got to have a little bit of luck with a comeback like that, too. They did, and they got it done. Probably saved their season in a lot of respects. Now, I don't know if they're going to go anywhere anyway, but at least for now, they're still alive.
You see what the Colts did yesterday, winning in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
But to your point, at least they're still in the hunt. It's not over. But Jacksonville, by definition, played not to lose.
Exactly right.
In the fourth quarter, their time of possession was 4 minutes and 2 seconds.
Uh-huh. There were a lot of 3-and-outs that were forced.
I mean, you look at their second half. I mean, they had 5 possessions in the second half. They got a field goal on their first possession. And then you get to the fourth quarter, 3 plays punt, 3 plays punt, 3 plays fumble to end it.
Yeah.
And again, playing not to lose. I mean, I read 2 different write-ups on that game because I didn't see it, so I wanted to read, not the AP one that everybody carries. So I read something out of the Chronicle. I read something out of Florida, the Sun, whatever, and then the one on ESPN, and it really felt like I read about 3 different games. I couldn't believe that those 3 stories, the generic one, was pretty straight down, but the one from Florida and the one from Houston, I felt like I was reading about 2 very different games because different perspectives on what went down.
Absolutely. One was a collapse. The other was a great comeback win. I didn't read that, but I'm just saying I can imagine what it is.
Oh.
But props to the Texans for getting that done. I mean, that was, they did. And look.
Well, I had Jacksonville, so I'm not happy with them.
So did I. I had Jacksonville plus 1.5.
Actually, in our prime picks, I think you took Houston.
I did.
Pledge took Jacksonville, and that's why Houston won.
And that's why Pledge is like 4-6 this week or something terrible.
It's 5-5.
Oh, 5.
You got 5 right, did you?
Yeah.
What did you do? I haven't checked.
I think you and I are both 7 and 3.
All right.
I think that's right. Something like that.
That seems about right.
Yeah. But
So
I had
we're
them
still
plus
tied.
1.5. Even if they lose by a point, I'm in. And then they got to turn it over for that defensive touchdown. I'm going, what the hell? It wasn't a great day for me yesterday.
You should stop gambling on the Texans.
Well,
You got the Colts game that you're still salty
it's
about.
that damn Davis Mills. He hates me. Davis Mills hates me.
He's next man up.
So why do you hate Davis Mills?
Because he beats me every time. Every time I bet against the Texans and Davis Mills is the quarterback, I lose.
Well, again, at what point do you realize this is a trend?
Can we give Davis Mills some credit? Yeah, I'm talking to Pledge earlier, and it's like, he's off. The guy was great in the fourth quarter.
He was.
Fourth quarter.
In the fourth quarter.
But that's when it mattered. They scored 26 points in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Defense scored 6 of them.
All right, well,
Still, though, I mean, here's what
19.
I don't understand Pledge. That's his team. But he's so in love with C.J. Stroud, although he's ready for the divorce, but not quite yet. But not for that guy.
You know, and what was funny to me yesterday, Davis Mills had all day to throw the football. All day.
Well, again, it's not like Jacksonville's defense is known as world beaters.
I'm just saying, C.J. Stroud's running for his life half the time. Is that C.J. maybe abandoning the pocket a little too soon?
No.
Could very well be.
I mean, have you watched the games? He's not abandoning too
well,
soon.
Then I guess that offensive line just magically played their asses off yesterday.
Oh, they magically played their asses off against a team that doesn't rush the ball. Right?
Everybody rushes the ball
Jacksonville
against
is not
Houston.
known as anybody to get to the quarterback.
And it's kind of amazing what happens when you actually use your young ascending players in a game. Like Jaden Higgins.
So it's D'Amico Ryan's
5 of
fault.
8.
Is that where we're going here?
It's the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Higgins, five catches,
and a
42
touchdown.
yards.
Jalen Noel, 4-4.
How about Nico
Woody
go
Marks
for $136?
I'm just saying, just
And
wait.
Joe's favorite, Dalton Schultz, man. Seven big catches and a touchdown.
I'm going to give him great respect for the catch he made in the end zone. I think it brought them to within, I don't know what it was.
20-something.
Yeah, it was close at that point.
And what's happened to Christian Kirk? 1 catch, 3 yards?
Yeah.
That
He
big
shouldn't be playing.
That big offseason acquisition?
Use your young guys.
Well, I'm glad we're hearing from all our Texans fans, both of you.
I know it.
Good job.
That's great. Fred and Pledge. Oh, and I guess Justin Guerrero, too, is in there. So maybe there's 3 of them.
Justin? I don't think he's a
Texan
Texan fan.
Who's the Texan fan?
No, Joshua.
Joshua. Sorry,
Joshua.
Justin.
He's changing diapers or something, or he'd be chiming in. Dude tweeted me like 87 times yesterday.
I know we're up against it, but the story that came out over the weekend, see this, Jerry Jones, as it turns out, put what they're calling a poison pill in that Micah Parsons trade to make sure that Green Bay can't, in turn, trade him to Philadelphia for 2 years.
For 2 years.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, is a lot more common than what a lot of people think. But Philly apparently called and were interested, and Jerry said, no, I'm not trading within the division. You know, most smart teams don't. See the New York Giants trading Saquon to the Eagles, right? He didn't want that. But I think this is deeper than that. This is pettier than that. To me, this poison pill has nothing to do with, I don't want him on the Eagles because he'll beat us. I think this is everything to do with it got ugly and Jerry got petty and Micah wanting to go home. Nope, I'm not going to let you go home. I'm going to do everything I can to keep you from playing in the state of Pennsylvania. I think this was a petty move by Jerry Jones, and I love it.
Very reminiscent of a Greg Popovich move that sent Kawhi Leonard to Toronto.
Siberia? You want L.A.?
As far away from L.A. as you can possibly get. Although it turned out pretty good for number 2 in Toronto. They won a championship. Still, though, I applaud Jerry for that. I mean, why would you want him going to Philadelphia? I wouldn't. We'll see what Green Bay does after the 26th season. If they trade him to Philly.
And for the record, Kenny Clark has the same poison pill in his deal. He can't get traded to Minnesota or Chicago.
Oh, there you go.
Or Detroit.
I think it happens a lot more than everybody thinks.
It does.
The fact that it's Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons is why it's getting so much news.
But I think it's just pettiness on Jerry, and I love it.
I think it's great. It's fantastic. Micah's the enemy. They're going to get beat tonight, buddy. Just saying. Did you catch that? Philly will win that game tonight. I'm just letting you know. Letting you know right now. You heard it here first. Speaking of winning.
Breaking news. There's a Monday night game.
Over the weekend. How about those Spurs, man?
Dude.
Whacking Houston, and then, well, the Pelicans are the Pelicans, and they did what they were supposed to do there. De'Aaron Fox comes back. We're going to hear from the Spurs point guard when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Before we go, though, I got to tell you about my good friends at Stevens Roofing. I love talking about Stevens Roofing. Family-owned company, local company, and, well, they're just the absolute best in the business. And I bet you didn't know this, but they've been in business here in San Antonio and South Texas since 1983. Think about that. 1983, they've been in business. And that's just an incredible record in itself, is it not? The fact that they are still thriving as a roofing company means that they are absolutely doing it right. Always. That's how they work, and they want to make sure that you are a satisfied customer. And now they've added solar to their repertoire. So if you've been thinking about solar panels on your roof, Stevens Roofing and Solar is the company to call. 210-785-0994. They'll give you a fair price. They'll let you know what it will cost and different options when it comes to solar panels. They also will check your roof for free. Absolutely free. If you think there's a problem with your roof, call Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994. They'll send a team out to inspect your roof. They'll let you know if there are any problems developing and what you need to do about them. The best in the business, don't call anybody else. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar. Again, that phone number is 210-785-0994, or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to sasportstar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at sasportstar.com.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. And people say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
More fiber and laxatives, eh?
Who are you?
I'm Future You.
Future me? Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
With Progressive, you can reach customer service in the way that's easiest for you, by phone, app, or online. We know it would be great if we just magically appeared, but that's more of a genie thing, and we do insurance. But with us, you'd be like, well, it wasn't a genie, but it was great customer service, so that's nice. And sure, you probably would still like the whole 3 wishes thing, so if you meet a genie, you should definitely ask. But when you need us, contact Progressive by phone, app, or online. Just no genies. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy plates, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Presented by Just Pots. Pre-game at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I hope everybody's having a great Monday out there. We certainly are. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinigle. He's Jason Minix. You know, Minix, I had to go buy a suit yesterday. Got a wedding this weekend.
So how many years since you left television?
It's been almost 4 now.
And you don't fit anything in your closet?
Well, no, it's not that. It's just I donated a bunch of them. In fact, to one of our listeners, I think, way back when, I donated a bunch of those things to him and kept one. So I've got one suit that I had, but according to my wife, it wasn't the right color. So it's a blue suit, right? But to go with the dress she's wearing, I needed a dark gray suit.
And you bought a suit?
I did.
You couldn't rent one?
Well, I guess I could, but I probably use a couple of suits. I ought to have a couple.
Why? Nobody needs one.
Well, I totally.
You could rent one. I mean, you give me a bunch of crap.
What the hell am I going to rent a suit? What the hell am I going to rent a suit?
Why would you buy one?
Well, because
so it can hang in the closet. Next time you need it, your wife's going to say, that doesn't match my dress. You have to go buy a new one. Right?
It was, and that was one of the good things about the Cowboys not playing yesterday. So I went out after the noon window games. Went over to the shops at La Cantera over there, and I was in and out about 30 minutes.
Yeah, I know it. You got a
30 minutes.
Did you go to the Target over there?
No, is there a Target there? That's where you go, Minix. So I don't want to, I don't want to match you.
The reality is, because when I showed up at my niece's wedding and realized, all right, I need something, I went to Target and bought a suit, clipped the tags, and went straight to the wedding, and it works. It's beautiful. Now the bachelor party that I was at this weekend in Scottsdale, apparently the wedding is kind of fancy, and I might need a suit. So I would probably rent one.
Where do you rent a suit? Do tuxedo places rent suits?
Yes.
Okay.
Who's your guy? Where do you rent your tuxedos from? What's his name? Max? Rex?
Yeah, Rex Formal
Yeah,
Wear.
there
yes.
you go.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure he could run a suit.
It's over there
I think
off San Pedro.
Doesn't Men's Warehouse rent suits too?
Dude, I don't know.
I mean,
I've never rented a suit. I've rented a tuxedo before.
Yeah, but I don't want to own a suit.
Well,
I can.
I know you don't, Minix, but you know the rest of the civilized world does.
Not really.
No, they really do.
I don't think so. You don't need them that often. You know, and a sport coat would be just fine for most things. Or you rent something. Like you said, you kept a suit for, very neutral, good for any occasion, and then your wife says,
well, apparently
that's
it's not good
that's
for
not
any
going to match
occasion.
my dress. So now you've invested in another suit, and then the next time you're going to need one, it's not going to match your dress either. Because you don't have the ability, and no man does, to say, honey, here's my suit. Find a dress that matches it. We all know that's not how it works.
Dude. Let me tell you how this whole thing played out with the situation. It's good news for me because I get a fashion show about once a day with dresses and stuff that Maggie has gotten and wants to try on and see how it looks. I think we finally narrowed it down to a couple, and both go beautifully with a dark gray suit. So it works out good. And I got one. It's almost black color. So if it's a guy like me, I got friends. There'll probably be a lot of funerals coming up. I don't know.
Yeah.
So you don't want to wear a blue suit to that. You want more of a darker suit.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, kind of seems like now most people want their funerals to be fun and not sad. So you can go with how blue is your suit? Is it like Dumb and Dumber blue?
What does that mean? I saw that in the comments on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. What does that mean, Dumb and Dumber?
Kind of a brighter blue.
No.
Blue?
It's more of a darker blue.
So like,
it's got
like the one I got at Target, which you could actually wear to a funeral.
So
yeah,
Tom,
it's all. You see, there's the Pledge's pulled it because Pledge actually has both of those suits. He's got the orange one and the bluish one with the top hat.
Now, see, I could do a Halloween gag like that. That'd be
Pledge,
great, wouldn't
Pledge does that for a random Wednesday, not for Halloween.
Got the cane, too.
Do you really?
Oh, nice.
Now,
do you want to explain to Tom Guerrero on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page why borrowing my suit is not going to won't work for you?
No, I'm a tall 5'7". I'm not going to. I mean, I did what I forget what I was doing one time. I did borrow one of Reinegel's ties for an event.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Although
just bring in the suit.
It's the thing. I still have a bunch of ties though. Luckily for me.
Why?
We didn't cut them all up. One of our first events we did here when I started, we cut ties.
Yeah, but you were like, they're too expensive to cut. I might need these.
Well, I kept, dude. I had like 50 million ties.
So why would you get rid of a lot of suits and not your ties?
Well, because
what have they been doing? Just hanging out in your closet doing nothing for the last 3 years.
Even the battery in my little rotating thing doesn't work anymore.
You got a rotating thing for your ties?
Yeah, they rotate around and you push the button and it comes around and
replace the battery.
Well, I guess I will.
I mean, it helps keep the dust off the ties.
That's it. I got to dust them off.
Jeez.
So anyway, that was my day yesterday, and the little guy that helped me in there.
The little guy, huh?
Well, yeah, and he was. Now I don't know if the last time you've been shopping for a suit at a non-Target.
Don't knock Target.
I'm just saying.
It's Target when you're buying a suit.
I'm just saying. So this guy said, "Sir, do you need any help?" Well, the guy's got jeans on that are rolled up on the bottom, and just like a regular. And I'm thinking, don't they usually wear suits? Guys that work and it's got, but. I will tell. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Well, everybody should know that.
This dude knew everything that I needed to know. Every question I had, boom, boom,
How many
boom,
questions
boom.
do you have buying a suit?
Does this look good?
He can't answer that. Of course, he's selling it to you.
Well,
the answer is yes.
Saying,
your wife has to answer that. What do you think of this one?
Arm length.
Arm length, right? And
Press.
So you don't want you. It's got because I didn't remember what size suit I wear.
Well, it doesn't matter because you wouldn't fit.
Well, no, I wear a 44 long is what is the technical.
Yeah,
it's 44 long. Yeah, of course. You wear a 44 short, 44 long.
I think it's called regular at that point.
Well, it's I think it is.
Anyway,
the guy.
They only add in long for your ego.
So
it's really the same.
I'm like buttoning this other one because I thought it was a 46.
Yeah.
You guys know you're too big. That's too big. It sticks out. So you don't want it. You want it more. Just saying. So the guy, props to him. I don't remember what his name.
So you thought it stuck out longer than it did, and he told you it was short.
Exactly. I always like to brag like that. And I don't want
And
to
then
long
reality
things
hits.
down there. Exactly. Fun day yesterday.
How about them Spurs?
How about them? They're pretty long. 2 good wins over the weekend. I mean, really were.
The Houston win was impressive.
Absolutely.
De'Aaron Fox, welcome back.
Yes.
I mean, 18-18 from Wemby. But De'Aaron Fox, I mean, and he even said, he was rusty.
No, I mean, for me, obviously, like, there was rust, and, like, I played 5-on-5, before I got out here. But there's definitely rust. I mean, haven't played a game since March, and then I actually didn't play full court all summer. So my first time really playing full court was 2 weeks ago, I think is the first time we did it. So there's definitely rust there, but, happy to come out here and help my team win.
Without doubt. And you could see the offense just flows a little bit better when he's out there. And again, it was the Pelicans. They've got the Bulls tonight, which might be a little bit bigger test. It is on the road, and the Bulls, I think they've only lost 2 games thus far, although they're kind of banged up.
Well, I mean, you talk about the flow, and Mitch Johnson talked about, just having a real point guard, what that means for this basketball team.
Yeah, he's an advantage creator, just with the basketball in his hands. He's been around the league now for almost a decade. He's been an all-star. He's been in the playoffs. He knows what things are supposed to look like and feel like and execute like, and so it's good when you can have someone that has the experience. You can talk about it, but it's one thing to actually do it. So looking forward to continue to get him back in the fold.
Absolutely, and I think it will flow even better with every game. So I'm happy he's back. Spurs are rolling. What are they, 7-2 now? That's incredible. On the road. Well, Oklahoma City's unbelievable. So if they ever cool off, that'll be nice.
I mean, I saw very little of the game Friday because we were broadcasting the Frontier Bowl, but did have it on the iPad. Saturday, I was in Phoenix and didn't watch it. And we were watching football and other things. But just seeing and reading what just De'Aaron Fox does, and Wemby with the 18-18, but the idea of where he'll get the basketball, and for Fox to have a debut like that, just so much better than what I think most people anticipated. There was seemingly no easing into it. And like you said, tonight will be an interesting test. I thought it was funny, if you're watching the broadcast tonight on FanDuel, Jacob Toby tweeted earlier, it's snowing in Chicago, and he joked, should Sean Elliott and I do the post-game show outdoors? And I tweeted Jacob back and said, it's snowing. I'm surprised Sean didn't call in cold and come home.
Exactly right.
But it's fun that the Spurs are at a point where we always want to watch what they're doing, but now there's such great interest in seeing them off to this great start, and now you get a De'Aaron Fox. And Game 2 you expect to be better than Game 1, although there will be games where they're just going to be off because they don't have that chemistry yet. But it's just nice to have the Spurs exciting again.
It really is. And Spurs are a 4.5-point favorite tonight, according to ESPN. But the Bulls are unbeaten. They're 5-0 at home. So it's going to be a tougher test. And obviously the Spurs have got some tough tests. That Houston game, dude, I watched most of that game on Friday, and it was fantastic. The Spurs, they did a hell of a job against Houston. I didn't see a lot of the Pelicans game on Saturday night, but they played Houston really well and matched up really well against them. And so that was fantastic.
On our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, John says they still don't have the Spurs in the top 5 power rankings. I'm okay with that. I mean, to be honest with you, I look at their record, and also I look at who they've played. But I don't mind in November not getting some of that attention, right? Save it when you know, okay, this is legit. And I think some of those are still wondering just how good everybody is at this point. So you're still putting rankings together a little bit more on what we think they are going to be or what they've done. And I don't mind. I mean, I look at the record. That's good enough for me. Don't get too caught up with power rankings in November. It's like Texas being ranked number 1 in the polls to start the year. Doesn't mean anything right now. But like NBC has noticed, the Spurs have already had one game flexed to NBC. So, and it's early too. So I would say a little surprising that there would be flex games this early on in a schedule. But that's because Wemby is Wemby. And then you add in a De'Aaron Fox, and the expectation is they're going to be a legit playoff contender to this. Not play in, playoff.
Let me tell you what impressed me about that Houston game. The Spurs, Keldon Johnson, for one, was impressive on the boards. You talk about just simply out-hustling a team. They were out-hustling the Rockets all night long, and it showed. They were getting second and third and even fourth chance opportunities in a lot of things. So that I love, the fact that they just out-hustled Houston all night, and it's great, and I think that was a big part of why they took care of Houston the way they did. So it was fantastic. We'll see how they do against the Bulls tonight. 7 o'clock tip-off there in Chicago. When we come back, what do you got, Pledge? Oh, Wednesday and Friday. Both games are for the Cup. Just one against Golden State. So that'll be certainly a big test.
Oh, Cup game.
Is that here or is it on the road? The Minnesota Timberwolves, dude, and I tweeted this.
Both here.
Have the ugliest
Here we go.
Cup floor I have ever seen. It looked like somebody went out there and puked. It's green. Get off my lawn. I'm just saying. Now, if you like Cup floors, and I think the Spurs have a good one, the Minnesota Timberwolves looks like puke. I'm telling you, just like.
Somebody tweet me the picture of it. I missed that.
Well, we'll find it. I promise you. But it's
at
awful.
Joe Reinagel 210. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. Now I need to see it.
Yeah, you got to see it.
All right.
You might throw up. It's possible. It'll make your stomach turn. And when we come back, Bill Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, is showing Pablo Torre a thing or two. We'll let you know what she did when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Spurs play tonight. We've got Monday Night Football. You need multiple TVs. You know there's no better place to go than the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road with those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around, and go hungry. The food, incredible. Love the fried shrimp over there. They have the biggest and best wings in town, about 15 different burgers on the menu. Great chicken sandwich, the hot dogs. I mean, you name it, it's great, including the salads. Pledge tells me they are wonderful. Great appetizers, and that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub there at 281 in Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
You're listening to The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
George Gets Justice. The holidays should bring warmth and family together, not an unexpected trip to the hospital after being hit by a careless driver. If this happens this holiday season, you need to get George. George Salinas Injury Lawyers handle everything, so you can focus on what really matters, being with the people you love. And remember, you only pay if they win. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George Gets Justice. GetGeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You know, I make decisions every day, but the easiest ones I've been making for the last several weeks are Dak Prescott. The more Dak is riding the wave, and I've been with him on Prize Picks, and being right can get you paid, especially when you're doing it on the weekly. Prize Picks has everything you need to have some fun on all your favorite games. If you like winning, you like to know what you're doing, Prize Picks is your answer, because you can do the research and you can go out and win, and it's so simple to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 players, and you can get up to 2,000x on your money if you pick right. Now, they offer stacks is what I love, and you can pick the same player in up to 3 different venues and play them in the same lineup, and you can only find this at Prize Picks. That's why I go there every day. You want to know another reason? Alamo. Remember the code Alamo, and you get $50 in lineups if you play your first $5 lineup. That's Alamo. You get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 in lineups. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
It is the news of the day. The New York Giants have fired their head coach, Brian Daboll, following their loss to the Bears yesterday. Offensive coordinator Mike Kafka will take over as interim head coach. Texas A&M remained at 3rd in the latest AP poll, while Texas Tech moved up to the number 8 spot. The Texas Longhorns didn't play, but they move up to number 10. College football playoff rankings released tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a Reaction Monday, I guess we could call it a Reaction Monday. There was a lot of great football over the weekend for sure. College, pro, Texas A&M remains just unbeatable. They are playing some great football, the Aggies. My goodness. We're reacting to all of it here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix.
You know, I just saw something on my Twitter about YouTube TV.
Uh-huh.
So you're getting $20, huh?
I am. I got that email today. $20 credit because of the little squabble that they're going through.
So they're still going
through it. Yep. And from everything I've read lately, doesn't look like there's any end in sight.
It doesn't appear that way. Although, why do you got to apply for your credit or do anything? Why doesn't it just show up on your bill?
Well, it should. But they're hoping people won't take the time to do it, obviously, right? So, but I did it. $20 is $20.
Well, I don't know what it's going to ultimately cost me, and I'm still trying to figure out what the hell do I have with my ESPN subscription, because not long ago they changed, it went up, right? So we're in Phoenix. A lot of people have YouTube, and, well, the Tech game was on ABC, and the A&M game was on ABC. So I'm trying to do it on my Watch ESPN, like, oh, you don't get that game on that. You need this to get that game because it's on ABC. So I did that upgrade, and now I guess I've added $13 or $14 a month to have a Disney bundle that I don't need or want. So it is the $20 credit for everybody that's just buying it from YouTube or buying it from Disney Plus. Basically, YouTube's giving you credit since you're probably spending that kind of money now to have both.
Well, I guess. I mean, I watched the Aggie game, well, the Tech game too, on some ABC affiliate in the Valley.
Well, because you have the ability to
I know,
do that.
but it was kind of cool watching, TV in the Valley and seeing those commercials and palm trees, and it was kind of cool. Wasn't bad. I had no issue with it at all. But I'm happy I'm getting the $20 back. If you've got YouTube TV, take the time to do it. Don't let YouTube get away with that. And I mean, if they're going to give you $20, make them give you $20.
Exactly.
Stick it to those suits.
Yeah, they're sticking it to you, so why not?
That's right. So,
exactly.
We got a great Monday Night Football game tonight that you can listen to right here on San Antonio Sports Sports Star. The mouth isn't working today for whatever reason. Brought to you by our friends from Flight by Yingling. This should be a good football game.
It's going to be a good football game and better than the Sunday night game that we had. Kind of a weird weekend with football, although some of the commentary was great. Let's talk about it on the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
All right. Joe, before today, did you know what the term DTF meant?
No, I did not.
You did not?
No.
Pledge knew. I think most people know. But the ones that say no also are still trying to figure out what 6-7 means, right?
Or WTF.
You still don't know
No,
that
I know
one?
what that means.
But it took you a while.
No, I got it.
Yeah.
Or LFG.
Yeah. Right? I mean, but I think most everybody knows DTF, except Joe.
I didn't know what DTF was. I don't think Jim Nance knew what it was either.
I think Jim Nance knew. I don't think Tony Romo did.
Fundamentally sound. Fundamentally sound. This team is DTF, Jim. Patriots, details, toughness, and they finish. That's my moniker.
That sounds very close to what Vrabel tells him, too.
He says that,
too.
So
I think the team might be technique for him, but it's all good.
Uh-huh.
Romo is just goofy enough to be funny and good. I mean, honestly, I like watching Tony Romo and Jim Nance. I have no issue with him at all. He even predicted a play yesterday.
Well, it's kind of what he was famous for when he first got in the booth.
He did. It was a Patriots long touchdown pass, and he said, this is the time they normally come up. What's the offensive coordinator? You have it? Oh, what's the offensive coordinator's name?
Josh McDaniel.
That guy, yeah. He says, this is typically when Josh McDaniel comes up with some big play. And sure enough, Drake May threw a touchdown pass.
Was that the F for finish pledge? Gilbert on YouTube says Romo's just trying to get a DTF into the broadcast. Although, honestly, I could see Vrabel coming up with T-shirts that say DTF with what were the details, toughness, and finish.
Yes, that's pretty good.
A good double meaning.
Yeah.
Unplug it, maybe.
Because, like his players, and it was like, I could see Vrabel in the team meeting, all right, our new slogan, and all the players start to chuckle a little bit, and then he throws that out there. But I could see that.
I could see that, too. And he should, and Tony ought to get all the credit for it.
Sure. Exactly. Because I think most people besides Reinagel knows what DTF really means.
No, I really don't.
You still don't?
No. I guess you guys are we're gonna have to wait for the break for you to tell me.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't know?
Oh, okay.
Fledge just wrote it up there.
All
Don't
right.
read that, Joe.
I'm not
Don't
gonna read that.
that. Ron Burgundy.
Go F yourself, San Antonio.
Besides Joe, anybody on YouTube right now, will you admit that you didn't know what DTF meant? Are we teaching you something today? If anybody really admits to not knowing.
You should admit to it. I mean, I'm not, I've lived a sheltered life, obviously.
You think I'm an idiot?
You wonder what Jordan Hudson's thoughts are on DTF. Because she was wearing a necklace yesterday, a very expensive one likely, that said banned on it, or Saturday at the game.
And, I'm sure Pablo Torre is just crying in a corner somewhere because she wore that. It's like the whole thing goes with it. Apparently, Torre said that she had been banned from North Carolina games. And obviously she hasn't.
From like the sideline and some other stuff. But yeah.
So she got his necklace that says banned. And I'm like.
She's not petty at all.
Well, if I'm Belichick, I'm a little pissed off. You really spent money on that? That doesn't affect Pablo Torre at all.
You're right. Bill doesn't care if she spent money on that, as long as she's still part of those 3 words, right? Or 3 letters. But also, you're just admitting, yeah, you read everything. And it got to her enough that I'm going to show you. I kind of like the pettiness of it. I mean, it's kind of there.
I guess so.
Let's hold the baseball story. You want to talk about the Boston Sports Radio guy?
I guess it's hard to hear, but he's a knucklehead.
Well, the question is it real or fake? So we'll play the audio, but keep in mind they're talking about Drake May and MVP votes from NFL executives, and he is taking a drink of water as his co-host is going over the results.
I don't know if you saw Burt Breer pulled, I think it was 42 personnel people around the league. Drake May got 1 vote. It was pretty spread out. I mean, Matthew Stafford got 1.
So that little weird noise you heard was him as he was drinking his water. He turned and he just spit the water out. So he says it was into a trash can that was next to him, although people that are familiar with their studio say that's not necessarily true.
Well, it'd be like me right now taking a drink and just spitting it over there on the wall.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Was it fake? Was he playing up for the cameras?
It's not fake.
You think it was real?
I think it was real.
Like he was that angry that the dude only has 1 vote?
Well, I'm surprised that he does. I saw it today where he's
spitting out your water.
He is the leader right now, betting odds-wise, to win the MVP.
It was pretty.
So Matthew Stafford second, which I would have a hard time arguing either one of those guys right now.
True, although Stafford.
Well, dude, the Patriots have won 7 straight.
Well, what about Jonathan Taylor?
Well, he should be in the conversation.
It's a quarterback award, though.
It is.
It's a quarterback award. But Matt Stafford would get the lifetime achievement.
I think he would. And look, the guy, unlike Aaron Rodgers, who looked like he was 105 last night.
Here we go.
Stafford still looks like he's a young pup.
Now, you mentioned the betting odds. Betting isn't going anywhere. But you wonder what's going to happen with prop bets. The two Cleveland pitchers have been charged with sports betting, money laundering, and conspiracy by the feds, Department of Justice. Now, betting on a pitch, and they were tipping people off like, hey, my first pitch is going to be a ball. And the fact that they could track all this stuff.
You can bet on that? You can bet on what the next pitch is going to be?
Yeah. Which is, I go back, and I think about the Alliance of American Football. When that league was started, it was a betting company. That was the idea. That's where MGM put in all that money. And I remember sitting in a meeting with all the broadcasters in Ebersol and the importance of radio because it could be real time. Like we had to carry the games without delay because you could, the idea with their app, and we had prototypes of the app that you could bet on. Is it going to be a run pass? Is it going to be to the left, to the right, with a touchdown be scored. There were going to be all these ways to bet. And TV, there's too much of a delay. That's where the radio broadcast was so important for them because of the play-by-play betting capabilities. And now you get all these prop bets. Well, Major League Baseball has responded in a hurry by saying they are putting caps with their partners on. And that's I think the key word, with their partners at the very least, of no more than $200 per bet. There is a cap, and they can't be a part of any parlays. There are new measures implemented across sportsbook operators representing more than 98% of the U.S. betting market are intended to mitigate integrity risks and maintain the transparency and data access benefits that the regulated sports betting market provides. They got to do something.
Well, that's why I'm afraid that some of these prop bets might be going away. You're going to have to do something. And I applaud Major League Baseball for getting with their partners and saying, hey, we've got to limit this stuff because we can't have this for the game. It's not good for the game. NBA needs to do the same thing. Heck, the NFL does as well. And so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. If it's not done at the end of this year, when will it be? Will it be in the offseason of the NFL or the NBA or whatever the case may be? But props to Major League Baseball for moving quickly on that after a couple of pitchers got caught with their hands in a cookie jar.
Just dumb.
Yeah, it is dumb.
Just dumb.
Very dumb. And you know what? They were getting like $5,000 is what I read. These pitchers, $5,000. And you wonder, that just makes no sense to me. None whatsoever. You know what else doesn't really make any sense to me, Minix? And this is probably going to make your head explode. How does Texas move up 3 spots and they didn't even play? How does that happen?
They didn't lose.
Well, no, but they didn't win either. They just sat there and idled.
Well, it was a weird day in college football, and they benefited from not being out there. Before we go to break, just announced UTSA women's soccer. They won the American Conference tournament over the weekend. They are going to the NCAA tournament. The draw just happened, and they will face Texas Tech to open up NCAA tournament play.
How about that?
So congratulations to the ladies soccer team moving on in the tournament and getting Texas Tech. Big deal.
Yeah, big props to them. That is fantastic, and obviously we'll continue to follow that for sure because that is a really big deal. Congratulations, ladies. Texas does move up 3 spots in the latest AP college football poll. The Aggies stay right where they were going into this weekend. We're talking about all of that, and LSU is trying to get off cheap when it comes to a coach they just fired. We'll talk about it and let you know when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm. How can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in a wreck, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry. You called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
At Frost, we believe in going the extra mile, like opening more locations to be a part of more communities. Overdraft grace, which means no fee if you overdraw your Frost Personal or Frost Plus account by $100 or less. And the little things like cookies, coffee, or that time when there was a fire at a Fort Worth daycare and Frost bankers entertained 26 kids with snacks and games until their parents could pick them up. That actually happened. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
It's a little quiet on the border these days. Illegal border crossings at an all-time low because Donald Trump and Senator John Cornyn have been fighting side by side to seal the border. Cornyn has led the charge in the Senate, funding more agents, more technology, and more miles of secure border wall, beating back Biden's border failures, taking the fight directly to the cartels. Cornyn stands with President Trump, voting with him 99% of the time, supporting Trump's nominees, confirming conservative judges who defend our Constitution, and together, Trump and Cornyn put America first. They've worked to keep our families safe and our border defended. Yep, it's quieter on the border now because real leadership gets results. Call and thank Senator John Cornyn, 713-572-3337, and tell him to keep delivering Trump's agenda. Paid for by Lone Star Freedom Project, LoneStarFreedomProject.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next-day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Is your everyday congestion preventing you from enjoying life's big moments? Try Vicks Sinex Saline today and get yourself back in the action. Vicks Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion with a gentle ultrafine mist. Sinex Saline's drug-free, no-mess formula instantly moisturizes and soothes dry, irritated nasal passages for quick and effective relief. Get back to enjoying life's big moments to the fullest without having to worry about everyday congestion holding you back. Just Sinex, breathe, use as directed.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Brian Schottenheimer, good morning, Coach.
Hey, what's up, guys? I got to say, it was a weird transition for me to come on to the show and hear a bunch of moaning, and then I heard moaning and manning and all these things. It was really kind of weird. Edwin didn't prepare me for that.
Moaning? Coach, tell him. Can you tell the audience you've got no interest in drafting Arch Manning in the upcoming draft?
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game, Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
I think I thought Missouri would be a little tougher game than it turned out to be, but those Aggies are playing some good football. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He is Jason.
I tell you, Aggies are playing great football. A lot of people, a lot of the analysts talking about metrics the other night, saying A&M might be number one or should be number one in the CFP rankings. Seeing the way Indiana came back and rallied, I think their quarterback won the Heisman with that game-winning drive. Ohio State's Ohio State, but A&M, just the way they're able to consistently dominate their opponents, but seemingly get better as the game goes on. Their physical nature of play, wearing down opponents and finishing. It really is. I mean, this is such a special year for Texas A&M.
There's no doubt about it, and you got to be happy for the Aggies. And I know we talk about battered Aggie syndrome all the time, but they're making this thing happen. And credit to Mike Elko. It's just his second year there at Texas A&M, and he has come in, has changed that culture, and they're playing hard for that guy. And so the Aggies, they've got South Carolina coming up this week. Then they've got Cupcake U after that.
Samford, man, it's a big one.
And then they've traveled to Austin to finish out the season against those Longhorns. So
number 10 in the country.
Yes. Which I guess that makes sense to somebody. They didn't play, and they move up 3 spots. I don't know how that will affect tomorrow's announcement with with the playoff poll, but it'll be interesting to see. But Texas did move up to number 10. The other team that we're probably not talking enough about is the Texas Tech Red Raiders. My goodness. I mean, they just slapped BYU around.
You know, it's interesting. They did and they didn't.
What do you mean they didn't?
Dude, that game could have been 60-0 if they were getting touchdowns and not field goals.
This is true.
And to me, that's a bit of a concern and a knock on the Big 12. You know, the Big 12's reputation is what? It lacks toughness. BYU, quote-unquote, tough. And the Red Raiders dominated that game. It was never close. But my goodness, that is a team that couldn't figure out how to get it into the end zone. Crazy setting, game day is there. I mean, just everything about Saturday was great for Texas Tech. But in this world of trying to impress voters, that was a good win. But how impressive was it when you kicked that many field goals in the game? I mean, honestly, if they would have, I forget how many field goals they actually kicked. But if half of those ended up being touchdowns, you're talking about totally boat racing a top 10 opponent. And granted, they'll get and should get a lot of credit for the win. But if you're Joey and the offensive staff there, how do they finish those drives in the end zone? Because they had to settle for way too many field goals.
Well, I don't think they were too worried about it. BYU could not move the football at all against that Red Raider defense.
Well, money well spent on that side of the ball.
That's exactly right. And so I think they're a defensive first football team, and it's like just don't screw it up and put us in a bad spot. And they didn't do that against BYU. BYU could do nothing offensively. I mean, absolutely nothing. How they scored 7 points is a miracle. I mean, I watched a lot of that game, and it was just like, the Red Raider defense just stymied them. It was something to see. So
29-7 the final score, and the reality. You think about the number of field goals, because they have 3 field goals in a row. They finished 4 in the game, 4 or 5 in the game.
Yeah,
and so many of them were, 29 yards, 34 yards, 27. Like finish those drives in the end zone, and literally that game is either high 40s or even a 50 burger. And again, they're the 7th-ranked BYU Cougars. So, I mean, you're not going to apologize for the field goals, but that game could have been so out of whack that who knows how far Texas Tech would have gone up if they would have had 2 more touchdowns instead of 45 field goals in the game. And honestly, when they were kicking all those field goals, the concern was, we know BYU can score. And are you putting enough distance? You're controlling them, but leaving the door open for BYU.
Sure, they left the door open, but if I'm Joey McGuire and I'm watching that game, and I was watching it, but if I'm Joey, I'm like, just don't screw our defense and put them in a bad spot. Because, again, BYU did nothing offensively.
Well, and they turned it over 3 times.
Well, there you go. A lot of that was good defensive play, though.
Absolutely. But that's where, like, Like, man, I am not taking anything away from Texas Tech, but that game shouldn't have been as close as 29-7. And when you think about watching some of the other games, Indiana, prime example. Indiana, man, I thought they were going to blow it. And now all of a sudden I'm rooting for Penn State. And then the Mendoza drive at the end. Because when you can't put teams away because you're kicking field goals, stuff like that can happen against really good opponents. So take a game like that in the playoffs against a team like Indiana, and I mean, Texas Tech wouldn't be comfortable. I mean, it was, 19-0 at one point, and it felt like it was 40-0, yet we've seen teams score 3 or 4 touchdowns in a quarter. Hell, the Houston Texans scored 26 points or whatever in the fourth quarter. I mean, you see teams do that. Texas Tech has to be able to finish those in the end zone.
Unfortunately for BYU, they didn't have Davis Mills at the quarterback spot.
True.
Because he was Superman yesterday. Superman.
Dude, it was great. And if you're a Texas Tech fan, buy your tickets for Dallas, book your hotel rooms, because they're going. I don't see how at this point Texas Tech doesn't make the Big 12 championship game. They've got UCF and West Virginia left on their schedule, and they should be heavy favorites in both of those games.
Yeah, I would think so. Texas Tech's playing good football. Obviously, when you look ahead, the big game of the weekend is obviously Texas at Georgia. Now a 10-5 matchup, remarkably. And, you think ABC did that on purpose as they kind of greased one of those guys. Hey, we need a good top 10 matchup on a Saturday night.
They don't have to grease anybody, man. They're not Cleveland Guardian pitchers. I mean, they know people are going to tune in for Texas, Georgia, no matter what the rankings are.
It's going to be interesting. Georgia looked good, albeit against Mississippi State, I think, last week.
I give Kirby Smart a ton of credit for having his team ready to go, because that had trap game written all over it. And it was never a game, never a contest. Georgia just smacked the crap out of those boys.
Well, I think it was 7-0 Mississippi State at one point, and then it was over.
I mean, yeah.
Just saying.
Opening. I mean,
saying.
Were you ever worried?
No.
Unless you had a first quarter prop.
No.
That game.
I was not worried about that at all. It's going to be a great matchup, and I tell you what, both teams, maybe obviously more so for Texas in that game, battling for your playoff lives, because Texas, I think, has to at the minimum win 2 out of the next 3.
Yep.
So you're looking at that game and going, that'd be a good one to win and certainly open up some eyes. But Georgia's got bigger and better things on their mind as well. So
loaded question that's unanswerable. Because you never know what the committee's looking at with metrics and all that. But I'm with you. Texas, I find it hard to believe that a 3-loss team can make the playoff. But they are in the SEC, and they are Texas. But if you just said they got to win one of their last 2 to have a chance at the playoffs, in your mind, is a road win over Georgia more impressive than a home loss to Texas A&M?
Well,
or if you were to win one of the 2, would you rather beat Georgia and lose to A&M in the eyes of the voter? Would that get you in if you got to win one of the last 2? Or if you lose to Georgia but beat A&M? Because obviously when they do that final vote, what's the last thing you saw? Especially if A&M rolls in there undefeated, and they should easily handle South Carolina this Saturday morning.
And we're discounting Arkansas. That is a sandwich. It was kind of the meat in between the Georgia A&M sandwich. And that Arkansas hasn't been an easy out for a lot of teams. So Texas, I think they have to win 2 of their last 3. Now, I don't know which one's more important. I think it's going to depend. If you've got an undefeated Texas A&M team coming into Austin, and they know that they're in, regardless, do they let up? Or the fact that it's
Texas, they're not letting up.
Well, exactly. So, but I think when it comes to that, if Texas beats Texas A&M and gives them 1 loss, A&M's still in that championship game, regardless, and they're going to make the playoffs. So that's what I'm talking about. But you're right. I mean, it's one of those games that you throw the records out the window. It doesn't matter. It's Texas A&M.
Which with this Texas team, hard to say, but assume the victory over Arkansas. So if they beat Georgia or Texas A&M, one of the two,
I think they get in.
Are they in?
I think they are.
But would the win at Georgia carry more weight than a home win against Texas A&M?
Yes.
So I'm trying to see. Like, to me, now granted, I know everybody goes with the last thing you saw, but you go win at Georgia, that's impressive. You beat A&M at home in the rivalry game. Weird stuff happens in rivalry games, and we've seen. Now, granted, I know the rules have changed with BCS and 14 playoff, but Alabama can somehow lose to Auburn, and it doesn't affect them because, well, it was a rivalry game, right? So, I think this Saturday is so important for Texas.
Well, they need a win. Absolutely. Yep. You lose this game, you start looking at the Bluebonnet Bowl somewhere, perhaps.
Bluebonnet Bowl.
I don't know.
That went away with the 80s.
There's some good games. Look, Alabama's got Oklahoma this week, and that's no gimme. And so I think there's some good games this weekend that will have an effect on what happens down the line. Alabama's playing good football, but look, Oklahoma went into Tennessee and beat the Volunteers. So they're certainly capable of going into Alabama and winning that game. LSU gave Alabama pretty much all they could handle for a while, Then, unfortunately for me, they ended up covering the spread by a point, which was unfortunate.
Well, and then, but when you look at all the SEC teams and who you think has the chance to get into the playoffs, A&M in, Alabama's in, Georgia's likely in. You got Ole Miss still floating around there, Texas, Vanderbilt likely to win out, Ole Miss likely to win out because they got Florida and Mississippi State to close. It's going to be wild down the stretch of this thing.
That's why, Texas, at the very minimum, have to win 2 of their next 3, and most likely they're going to have to sweep. They're going to have to finish out and sweep if they want an opportunity to get in. So, going to be interesting to see. They got to play their best football. That is for sure. Obviously, the Cowboys are back this week, getting ready for a Monday Night Football game. And it's going to be interesting to see how they handle things in the light of the suicide death of Marshawn Nealon. Let's talk about that. You want to? Sure. We continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right. Only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
How's the heating and AC at your house? If you've got any issues, you've got to call Right Home Services. Veteran-owned and operated, they've been serving San Antonio for more than 45 years now. They're certified, background-checked, and highly trained professionals. And right now, Right Home Services has a great special. This is for a whole home AC system replacement, $79.99 right now. The number's 210-444-0000, Right Home Services.
The right stuff.
Hornitos Tequila and America's team have one major thing in common. Everyone can enjoy them. They weren't made just to have a few fans, but to gather people who love high-quality, real Texas football and premium fresh-pressed agave tequila. It's for all our fans. Whether you live in Texas or not, or sip your Hornitos in a Paloma or straight, it's 100% agave tequila for 100% of Dallas Cowboys fans. Hornitos, the tequila de todos. Drink smart. Hornitos Tequila, 40% alcohol by volume. 2025 Salsa Tequila Import Company, Chicago, Illinois.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
20th Century Studios presents Springsteen. Witness a true story of risking it all.
These new songs, they're the only thing making sense to me right now.
To fight for what you believe in.
This is not gonna be good for Bruce. I don't need to be perfect. I just want it to feel right.
Springsteen, rated PG-13. Parental guidance suggested for children under 13. Now playing only in theaters.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinigle. You know, summer is behind us, so now is the time to get your roof inspected and be ready for whatever winter has in store for us. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They're a local, family-owned company. You know, the folks at Stevens Roofing deal with the same weather we do. Your roof protects your home. It protects your family. For comfort, confidence, and peace of mind, get your roof buttoned up for winter. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994, or go to stevensroofing.net.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Presented by Just Pots. Pre-game at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Back on a Monday after another great weekend of college, pro, high school football. I tell you what, the out at Harlandale Memorial Stadium on Friday was fantastic. As I'm leaving the stadium, Minix, I mean, people are just flooding in. It was hard to get out of the stadium. There were so many people coming in.
The Frontier Bowl is incredible. It was a blowout of a game. Harlandale roasted McCollum 49-3. But just the tailgating, all the food that's out there, all the barbecue. And at one point at about, 6-something, shortly after our show ended and before the pregame show started. Walked out on one of the ledges just to see, and the line to get in was stretched around, and the place was already full. I don't know, 14,000 people, 15,000, whatever it is. And then the people that aren't even in the stadium that are there on the other sides of fences watching and at the tailgate. And the damnedest thing, there's all that barbecue there.
Yeah.
Right? All of the barbecue.
Delicious barbecue.
And in the room next to ours in the press box is like for the school board in their cabinet. And, when there's windows there, I look over and they're eating Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
And I'm talking to one of the guys who's on the cabinet, whatever that means. And I'm like, Chick-fil-A. He's like, well, I'm on the cabinet and she's in HR. We don't want to go over there because, we don't want to see him. But why are you HR? But still, somebody could bring you a plate.
Well, they could.
I mean, again, you can always get Chick-fil-A, but all that barbecue, why are you getting Chick-fil-A? Like, that's the one stadium, I've never tried their Frito pie, and I never will when all that other barbecue is available. I mean, between the ribs, the burnt ends, the chicken on a stick that we had.
The crispy dogs.
The crispy dogs that weren't crispy enough for Joe.
Not quite crispy enough, but that's all right. They were tasty.
But just all of it, and you're eating Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Don't understand some things. But one of the great traditions.
It's incredible. It's incredible, and how they just go all out. It was fantastic, it really was, and it's always a pleasure to go out there and be a part of that atmosphere.
Just all of it, and then had that dude that took the helicopter ride.
Yeah, Jacob Eric,
and he messaged
Eric Jacob, which is
whatever. I don't know. His Twitter is what it is, right? But he actually got the pilot to fly closer to the stadium. So he's like, "Hey, on my flight, did you?" Notice we came close. I'm like, dude, I don't know which flight you're on. It's like you look up and you see that yellow helicopter. That's a $20 helicopter ride, and you've got to go do that one of these days, Joe.
Well, I may have to do that, and I'll certainly let everybody know that, just because I've never been in a helicopter, and it looked pretty cool. I have to admit, it looked pretty cool. Seeing the video that Jacob Eric put out on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, might have to do that. It might be a fun $20. I don't know how long the ride lasted.
Not very. It's $20.
Well, I'm sure, but sure is a little tiny helicopter.
It's not that little.
It's a tiny helicopter.
Well, they're not 737s.
Oh, exactly. I'm just saying, it's tiny. A lot of windows out everywhere, so you can see. I mean, obviously, you're right.
I mean, would you rather be in a windowless thing flying around?
I don't know.
The answer is no.
Think about it.
The answer
I don't
is
know.
The answer is no. You don't want to be on a windowless helicopter. Even like yesterday flying home, the shade was down and the lady in the middle seat was like, "Can you raise the shade while we're landing?" Because she wants to see.
Sure. Did you do it?
Well, of course.
That's nice of you, man.
And I'm landing at 6:30, and it's dark outside.
I hate that.
But
I really do.
But in Phoenix, it was so bright, and the shade was up, and but I had one game. I had the Rams game was on my iPad, and the sun was by, so I closed it so it didn't affect my screen.
Right. So how were you watching? Was that like a New York channel or what?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was free TV on Southwest.
Well, I get it. It's out of New York.
Yes, but they were giving us the Rams game.
Well,
Thank goodness, because the other games are dogs.
Yeah, that was the better game of the late afternoon windows. Because San Francisco, you got to give them credit. As banged up as they are, they still kind of hung in there for a minute anyway. But it is what it is. Monday Night Football tonight, which you can listen to right here on 94.1, thanks to our friends from Flight by Yingling. Ought to be a good one. Philadelphia Eagles at Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers. Last check, the Pack were a 1.5-point favorite going in. That could have changed, but that's where we are.
This has the ability to either be a great game or a dud like we had last night, because Eagles are 6-2, the Packers are 5-2-1, but you just don't know what you're going to get from either one of these teams, and especially the offense from Green Bay. Which offense is going to show up? But I think the same could be said for Philly's offense. The fact that it's in Green Bay, it was snowing yesterday in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I'd imagine the weather's going to be crappy in Green Bay tonight.
I would think so.
It's snowing today in Chicago, too, because the Spurs are playing in, and Jacob Toby, the Spurs TV play-by-play guy, made a video about the snow in Chicago. So I imagine it's going to look like what you would expect for a Packers game, the frozen tundra. That's the weird thing, man. I mean, I know it's kind of chilly here. We were in a swimming pool watching football on Saturday in Scottsdale, and you see all those games in the Midwest with snow. Like, God, I'm glad I don't live there.
Yeah, that Chicago game looked cold. It really did. It's going to be balmy in Green Bay. A low of 26.
Ah.
I mean, that's nothing for those guys.
Is it going to snow?
No, it said the chance of precipitation is low. So I guess it could snow, but 26 degrees is nothing.
Nothing.
So there is a slight chance of snow, but it's
Green Bay.
I don't want it to snow because I'd like to see a good game. And Green Bay's offense needs all the help they can get, to be honest with you. I just think Philadelphia's the better team overall. I think overall they're the better team. I'm going to give Green Bay the edge at defense, but overall I think it's Philly.
The idea, though, that, I mean, coming off a bye week, they scored 38 points against the Giants. The week before, 28 against Minnesota. But then they lost to Denver by scoring 17. They lost to the Giants, the Eagles did, by scoring 17. They scored 31 in a win over Tampa Bay. With their offense has to get going. Can it against a really good Packers defense?
Well, that's the key. Will they be able to run the football? I know what they need to do is just Saquon. See number 1 over there? Run at him.
Run
right at him because you can run against that dude. Just go that way.
Uh-huh.
That was what Carolina did.
That's it. And Carolina beat Green Bay.
They sure did.
16-13. But really, I mean, which Jordan Love are you going to get?
That's a big question.
And Green Bay's defense is good. Jalen Hurts doesn't take a lot of sacks. How does Micah Parsons wreck this game? That becomes one of the bigger questions when you're looking at it and trying to figure it out. And of course, a Monday night game, and I thought it was touching, I guess, for the NFL to, before every game, just about every stadium that I saw, paid tribute and had a moment of silence for Marshawn Kneeland. And, just such a tragedy, death by suicide. Stephen Jones on 105.3 The Fan was talking today about, just dealing with and finding out about the news.
Well, obviously, this is very difficult. I can't imagine for his family. And then, of course, you talk about his extended family, which is his teammates and Cowboys organization and, everybody, who cared and loved Marshawn so much. And certainly, whenever we've lost, whenever I've personally been involved in losing somebody, it always it's good for your heart and soul when people, either observe moments of silence or they send notes or whatever their method is of letting them know you're thinking about you. Then certainly that's how, certainly I'm sure that's to some degree how they feel. I'm not walking in their shoes.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what. It's going to be interesting to watch the Cowboys this week leading up to their Monday night game in Las Vegas. They're going to have to come together and find a way, and I don't know if that's going to give them the emotion and the motivation to go up and just kick the Raiders around, or are they going to have a heavy heart? It's going to be hard to predict how that team is going to respond.
And as a team, yes, but even the individuals. I mean, you'd like to think, all right, let's rally and win and honor him, but it's still just because also it was a bye week. I know Dak said they had a Zoom call with everybody, but today's the first day they're all back in the building together, and probably a lot like Steven, every one of them was wishing when they found out that the news was wrong.
Yeah, anytime you get news like that, your heart just obviously it's like a hole going through it, and you just heartbroken. And certainly hoping that wasn't the case. And I found out in the middle of the night, so woke up, after finally got a little bit of sleep, woke up and was hoping it was a dream, but unfortunately it wasn't.
Yeah, that's got to be a tough way to wake up. I mean, get a phone call like that against a guy that quite frankly, the Cowboys showed a lot of confidence in.
Yeah.
Drafting him number 2 or in the second round. And so, and a guy that just, we've mentioned this the day that happened, was just one hell of a nice guy. I mean, it always was to us anyway.
Yeah.
And I've never heard anybody say anything different about Marshawn Nealon.
Well, and now, I mean, there is the business side of things, and now they've got to, lack of a better words, deal with the fallout.
Well, I've had, young kids that are, gone through that time period. My son right now is 26, and you certainly worry because I know what I was doing when I was young, and, of course, the call we got on Marshawn's the worst of all. You certainly get other calls that certainly aren't good and are alarming, but certainly one when it's loss of life is just, it's just heartbreaking and tragic and the worst thing you can imagine.
It is. It is. We talked about what a kick in the gut it was when we heard the news, and I can only imagine. I did see over the weekend, I think maybe it was Friday or Saturday, where they set up a memorial there on his locker.
Yeah.
Where a bunch of the players put flowers and stuff, and so I'm sure all of that's still there. And when they walk back into the locker room today,
and you see all the teams doing the moment of silence. Stephen did say the Cowboys will have some sort of honor for Marshawn Nealon.
Yeah, those things are in the works. We'll obviously be working closely with his family and his loved ones, and certainly working with his extended family, as I said, Coach Schottenheimer, with our team, and, working on, how we want to do this and what's in the best interest with the family, certainly first and foremost.
Absolutely, and I wouldn't be surprised. They're not home this week, but the following weekend, I believe they are. And so I would imagine there'll be some sort of a ceremony, some sort of an honor at that point in time for Marshawn Nealon. But it's going to be a tough week and something certainly to follow as we hear from Schotty in his press conference and Dak Prescott and some of the other players as we go on through the week. It's going to be tough, without a doubt. No question about that. We'll see how they handle it. We'll see how Philadelphia and Green Bay handle tonight. I hope you're able to watch that thing. Honestly, I really do. I hope you are.
What do you mean? So if you've got YouTube
you're
TV,
about, yeah.
Yeah, there's places to go. You'll be able to see it.
All right. Well, there are places to go. Yes, we'll talk about that and a lot of stuff happening over the weekend we're reacting to. Glad you're here with us on a Monday afternoon. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And while you are watching Monday Night Football tonight, download the Underdog app. And that is the best place to get in on all the action, make your picks, and win money right here in Texas. And it's easy. You pick higher or lower on stats, like passing yards. We were talking about, Green Bay's defense. They've got Jalen Hurts at 195.5 passing yards. Would you go higher or lower? Jordan Love's at 231.5, higher or lower? They have Saquon at 76.5, higher or lower? Build your pick-em entry. Get all your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app today. Sign up with promo code STAR to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Blitz. 2 to 6 on YouTube and always at sasportstar.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through HIMS, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Macy's has Black Friday deals you can shop now. That means you're getting early access to our top holiday deals on gifts for everyone on your list, including you. Like select sweaters for just $19.99. This season's hottest shoes and boots, 40 to 50% off. And festive sheet sets from $7.99 to $17.99. So come into Macy's, beat the rush, and get your holiday shopping done early. Black Friday early access starts here at Macy's. Savings off select styles. Exclusions apply.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like fences. A house with a big yard and a white picket fence was always the dream. But then you saw the price to install a fence and you're wondering if the color is driving the price up. Nobody ever dreams of a beige or a gray picket fence, right? So maybe those fences are cheaper. But no, they're not. Then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds and make all your dreams of a fence come true. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm. How can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
How's the heating and AC at your house? If you've got any issues, you've got to call Right Home Services. Veteran-owned and operated, they've been serving San Antonio for more than 45 years now. They're certified, background-checked, and highly trained professionals. And right now, Right Home Services has a great special. This is for a whole home AC system replacement, $79.99 right now. The number's 210-444-0000, Right Home Services.
The right stuff.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the New York Giants are going to be looking for a brand new head coach because today they fired Brian Daboll following their loss to the Bears yesterday. Mike Kafka, the offensive coordinator, will take over in the interim. San Antonio Spurs beat the New Orleans Pelicans on Saturday. They improved to 7-2 on the year. De'Aaron Fox scored 24 points in his season debut. Spurs return to action tonight in Chicago. Tip-off set for 7 o'clock.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
I hope you are all having the best Monday of your lives today, if that's possible. We're having a great Monday to react to everything that happened over the weekend, and there was a ton. What a great time of year it is right now. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and pretty good weekend, huh?
Yeah, it was a great weekend because you didn't have the Longhorns or the Cowboys to frustrate the hell out of you.
Well, that's very true.
Yeah.
How about that?
Aggies kicking ass. Texas Tech kicking ass.
Yes.
Texas State got beat, and then they kicked ass after the game with that big old brawl. I mean, you had a couple of different brawls, and the craziest game of the weekend, most of you probably didn't see. Pac-12 After Dark.
Yeah, no, I did not see that, no.
You didn't see that?
No.
It was the last game on.
Pac-12 After Dark.
Pac-12 After
like
Dark.
Like a porno movie.
Only you, Ryan Eagle.
Come see the Pac-12 girls after dark.
Although Sam Houston Bearcats got their first win of the year against the Pac-12 team. Yeah, it's a conference of two. The Oregon State Beavers. Game was at Oregon State, and it was nuts. And I was in Scottsdale at a party, and my kid went to Sam. So, and I know Phil Longo, their head coach, and those boys finally got their first win of the year. They got a win, 21-17 over Oregon State, in which they had 8 first downs in the game to Oregon State's 28. They had 157 total yards of offense to Oregon State's 474 yards of offense. They had 85 passing yards. Oregon State had 286. Oregon State had the ball for 37 minutes and 55 seconds to Sam Houston's 22:05. Yet Sam Houston won the game. A blocked punt in the fourth quarter return for a touchdown was the difference maker.
Wow.
They had another special team score, and they win the game 21-17. It was incredible. And Oregon State had a chance at the end because, good Lord, when they needed a first down, Sam couldn't get one. And Oregon State, they moved all the way down, kind of like the way Indiana did, except for Sam was able to get the stop.
I got to ask you a question, man.
What?
Now, were you watching this game?
Yeah, I was. I was into it. I mean,
dude, you were at a bachelor party.
I was.
And you're watching Sam Houston State?
Dude, it was that kind of a game.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, now there was other things going on.
Well, I'm sure there was
lots of drinking going on. But, well, there might have been money involved. But, yeah, we were watching that game. I was watching the game because it was Sam. When I put it on, everybody's like, why in the hell are we watching this? And I was like, well, one, it's the last game on. The TV out by the pool had a basketball game on, and the one in the, the room right there by, this store had these accordion doors, so you open up from the house to the pool. It was great. That TV right there, I put the football game on, and I was watching it because it was Sam, and it was just a crazy game. Like, I promise you, for the 8 people in San Antonio that might have watched that, they were like, all right, well, I'm going to bed. But you can't turn this train wreck off. And Sam got the win. It was the wackiest game of the weekend.
Dude, you were at a bachelor party. And you're watching Sam Houston State. Oh, my gosh. That's like...
I said there were other things going on there.
I think we need to take your man card away. You're at a bachelor party, dude. You should be like, I don't know, getting drunk, puking in the pool, something.
There was lots of drinking. Nobody puked in the pool.
Well, that's good.
Thank God. Or,
You and Gabe Santana were the only ones watching that. His wife.
Gabe's a good man.
Oh, my goodness.
And Gabe says on YouTube, it was awesome.
I'm sure it was great.
It was an incredible game.
But, again, you were at a bachelor party. Dude, I don't know. Those two things just don't match up, Minix. I don't know.
Watching football all day in a pool.
Yeah, no, it's great.
What would you have been doing, sir?
Well, I don't know what was all there to do.
Let me just say, as was mentioned more than once, 50-year-old bachelor parties hit different.
I'm sure they do. But you know what? For one time, it's all good. That Toby Keith song, ain't as good as I once was. But I'm as good once as I ever was. I'm not even sure.
I don't think
I'm
those
not
are
even
the words.
sure that's true. No, it is. Those are exactly the words. But
you have a knack for singing the wrong song.
Dude, that was the song. I'm telling you. It's exactly what it is.
All right.
Yeah. I had a pretty good Toby Keith impression, too. I thought that wasn't bad. Hey, Jeff Traylor, the head coach of the UTSA Roadrunners, is going to join us at 4:30, right around 4:30, 4:35 in that neighborhood. We'll be talking to UTSA football and ugly game last Thursday, but how they plan to rebound, let's hope, with Jeff Traylor. And maybe his little squabble with the South Florida head coach. Might want to talk about that as well. So he's going to join us here coming up at the bottom of the hour. Uh-oh. I don't even want to know what that is.
It's a text from Gillespie.
I'm sure it is.
She asked, were the strippers on break?
Well, were they? Nah, I won't. You won't go there. It's fine, Minix. I've never have equated a bachelor party with Sam Houston State football. I just
what was the last game on?
Well, I just that doesn't. You should have been passed out somewhere.
Not yet. I mean, I landed at 8 a.m. And started. I got to the house at 8:30, and first beer opened shortly after that. And I think I was one of the last to make it. Now they'd been going. They got there Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
Some were falling out throughout the night. It was good.
That's
yeah.
That's good. All right. Yeah, I guess 50-year-old bachelor parties hit different. You roast marshmallows and watch Sam Houston State, huh?
Ate well. Wives might be listening. There were no strippers there.
No, of course not. No. I got to talk to Chip, man.
He was passed out in his room with his door locked. He was fine.
There you go, as he should have been. That's exactly right.
He didn't see that the Sam Houston game.
I'm sure he did not see that at all. Let's give away a pair of tickets.
All right, let's do that.
I'm pretty excited about this. Los Lonely Boys, live February 13th at the Aztec Theater. We've got a pair of tickets. If you don't win the tickets, you can always get them at livenation.com. I don't know. What do you think, Minix? Caller number what?
Los Lonely Boys, that's a good show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, caller 15.
Caller 15, 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. A pair of tickets on the line for Los Lonely Boys, February 13th. We'll talk a little NFL football when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's kind of chilly today, officially into a quarter zip, half zip season. Maybe you're wearing hoodies and you need your logo on that. You realize that today? Call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro or get in there because Sam's got his full line of winter on display ready for you. You need your logo on jackets, half zips, that sort of thing. Sam has all the big name brands, North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Under Armour, Port Authority, to name a few. Full line of Tommy Bahama as well. Take your logo and put it on a nice quarter zip from Tommy or a jacket. Incredible pricing on the Tommy Bahama, and that price does include your logo. If you need caps done, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, the Katie caps, Nike Cap America, to name a few. Nobody has better prices, and Sam is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too big, no order too small, and all items do come with a warranty. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro, about a mile inside Loop 410, right there across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Monday night at 7:15 p.m. After a bye week, the Cowboys are center stage on Monday Night Football for the second time this month. This time in Sin City, taking on the Las Vegas Raiders at Allegiant Stadium. Pre-game at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesome, Tix.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Thanksgiving season is the best. That's right, Mr. Turkey. Everyone loves this time of year. Just like Connecticut water softener customers love their Connecticut. Definitely. A Connecticut water softener is the best in the business. Yes, it does keep your feathers soft. Yes, your waddle smooth. And your wings, nah, those things are pretty useless. Connecticut is a much different water softener compared to the other brands. There's no computer, nothing to plug in, and it runs on kinetic energy. You said it.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. 0% interest for 12 months and $400 when you trade in your old water softener.
Mr. Turkey, you're pretty calm considering, you know. Well, on Thanksgiving, we eat turkey.
The last water softener you'll ever own. ConnecticutSA.com.
Ah, the sweet feelings of summer. The kiss of warm sun on your skin. The softly scented breeze blowing through the trees. Don't worry, you have Off Clean Feel, fragrance-free mosquito repellent that feels good on skin, so even mosquitoes can't ruin those sweet feelings of summer. Off Clean Feel. Prevention is the best protection from mosquitoes.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic, plus get a $300 instant gift. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, wrapping up Week 10, Eagles and Packers. How did that one go?
The Spurs get back to business as they take care of the Bulls last night and get ready for 4 home games. Also, Cowboys back into business. Is Quinnen ready to go? Hey, we start early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe.
Oh, happy Monday. It is a Mellow Mushroom Monday, by the way, which makes Monday that much better. We will be giving away a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom at some point in time during the show, the remainder of said show. Jeff Traylor joins us here at the bottom of the hour, though, Minix. So looking forward to talking with Coach Traylor.
Absolutely. He had a weekend to
stew.
Yeah. Yeah. And I see a bunch of people, you speak about Mellow Mushroom, trying to figure out who the weekly winner is for a Pro Football Pick'em Challenge, because that winner does get a gift card to Mellow Mushroom, end of the year local grand prize winner, $1,000 worth of tickets from Awesome Tickets. But it's fun how, Miguel, I think it was Miguel and Alexander going back and forth on their losses this week. I haven't checked to see if you're still atop the leaderboard. You haven't mentioned it yet, so I'm curious.
I am, yes.
You already checked?
I did, yeah.
All right.
Didn't have to, and it was. I didn't have a good week. I mean, I don't think anybody did. But yeah. So it's all good. But I am still atop of the leaderboard, and so
all right.
It's too bad I can't win. I'd have a whole feast at Mellow Mushroom. Man, I'd have like $500 worth of gift cards at this point in time.
You think you've won every week?
I think so.
I mean, your lead has gotten smaller, which makes me wonder if you would have won every week.
Well, it has, but the highest it was 3.
Okay.
It's a tough group.
It is.
Tough competition.
Absolutely.
And to have managed, what are we through now, week 10?
Uh-huh.
And I'm still on top. That's a 10-week winning streak, Minix. To be on the top of the leaderboard.
It is.
That's embarrassing for, people like Alexandra, Miguel. I mean, just...
Really, it's only embarrassing for me because I'm nowhere near the leaderboard. Let's be honest. Which is odd because in our prime picks, Pledge is so far behind he should just stop, and you and I are still neck and neck because I've caught up to you. But
you have
this week, thanks to the damn Texans, I didn't take over.
Well, I picked the Texans, and I thought I was counting that as a loss. For a long time, the Texans down 29-10 at one point. And
Pledge took which NFL game? There's one.
Pledge took the Jags.
No, I'm trying to remember which one because there was one game in there that just broke the other way for me. That you and I were opposite, so I thought that was the one where I would actually take the lead. I guess it wasn't Houston.
Well, that was one.
I'd have to go take because that was because I had Jacksonville.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
sure did.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be the biggest collapse in the NFL this year. I mean, it has to be. And I'm going to give Houston some credit.
The Giants in Denver, that was 33 points in the fourth quarter, not 26. That led to a coach getting fired already. That factored in.
Well, it did.
Brian Daboll fired today by the New York Giants, but somehow that GM is going to keep his job and hire the next guy.
I'm not sure how that works.
I mean, you're famous for always wondering what GOAT picture somebody has.
Exactly.
Because I thought that guy should have been fired after we saw him on Hard Knocks getting rid of Saquon.
Well, he should have been.
Yet he's still keeping his job.
Give Brian Daboll a little credit. I mean, the guy he had like rubber bands piecing this team together. And you lose Scatteraboo, who was having a hell of a year. And Malik Neighbors, best wide receiver, you lose him. And still, Jackson Dart was playing pretty damn well before he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really tough in the coaching industry, obviously. But I'm sure Brian Daboll will land on his feet somewhere, whether as an offensive coordinator or a head coach somewhere else. But
I'm going to guess an offensive coordinator somewhere.
Probably
at least initially.
Probably so. But there's going to be some jobs open. I mean, that's a huge job, the Giants. You got to figure. Although, I don't know, did McDaniel save his job by beating Buffalo yesterday in Miami? Is that going to be enough? Not sure. That would certainly be an attractive job.
Well, at least this week. And you wonder if Daboll would take that job because he's the complete opposite of Mike McDaniel.
Well, they need somebody down there that's complete opposite of Mike McDaniel. Did you see the viral thing that's going around? There was a picture, and it's AI according to McDaniel's, but I guess there's a bar in Miami where Buffalo Bill fans gather.
Yeah.
And he was driving by, said, to give them some grief.
Well, I mean, see, he said it was AI.
He said it was AI.
That dude feels like he would troll a bar that way. Right?
I see that.
I mean, AI or not, that seems believable. That's as cool as AI is. It sucks. I mean, because you don't know now. Like some of these reels you see on Instagram that are just wild, you go, that's fake. But like that picture, I think some reputable, if you will, places put that on social media too. They bought it. And so that gives it validity. If it was just, some dude that had it, but like other places had it there for a while, and then they start deleting stuff. Because, it's hard to believe now what's real or what's not. The fact that some of these press conferences, is that real or is that not? It is kind of alarming what can happen with AI.
No, it really is. And I don't know. Maybe Mike McDaniel does that. I'm not sure. I look at McDaniel kind of like a nerd. He got a win, got the heat off of him, so he went back to his computer and started watching, plays and designing stuff. The guy's an offensive mind, but I'm just not sure he's got the personality that it takes to be a head coach. And I think that's the problem they're having in Miami.
Now, who is going to be the next head coach of the New York Giants? Lane Kiffin, odds are high for him there. The question really becomes, does Lane want to jump to the NFL if given the opportunity? Because every major college job, Lane is also up for those. The money in college athletics is more than in the NFL. The buyouts are better than in the NFL. But the BS is a lot more. So the idea of some of these college coaches trying to get NFL jobs does make sense because you don't have to deal with boosters and moms and dads and NIL and agents and all that other stuff now. I mean, you get a real off season. And that's what I find so funny when you look at these coaches that are getting fired midseason. Like Brian Kelly, they fire this dude at LSU. And there are two reports. One, initially they were like, dude, we'll give you $25 million right now, lump sum, and let you go. Well, his buyout is $54 million. He said no. Then they upped it to $30 million. He still said no.
I would say no. But you just fired me, and you want a hometown discount? Come on.
Now, the offsets, if he gets another job, that $54, but it's $54 million over the course of what? The length of the contract, right?
I think they're going to be paying him till 2031 if it goes that way.
Or do you want $25 million today?
I don't think Brian Kelly needs the money, so I'd make LSU sweat. Why not?
I would not take much less, right? If you gave me, I don't know, $40 million. And
you'd think about it?
See,
I'd have to talk to an accountant. What are the tax implications of that?
A lump sum versus
monthly payments or whatever it is.
And if you get a job realistically, how much are you ultimately going to give up by getting another job? But he's older, so who knows if he is going to try to go work. But at the same time, you embarrass me by firing me in the middle of the season. Why would I cut you any slack?
Well, I wouldn't. That's it. And I don't blame him for that. But Brian Kelly's going to have to end up back in Harvard or somewhere. He's that kind of guy, right? He drinks tea with his pinky up. He's not. He was never an LSU guy.
No. Well, he faked it poorly.
Yeah, very poorly.
But it is what's the word? Interesting. Like, nah, $25 million. You owe me $54.
Yeah.
Why would I take that?
You want to cut me a check for $50 million? We'll talk.
I mean, like, what would I almost wonder if that would be a new thing in contracts. If we fire you at this point, I don't know, 75% lump sum. It's like when you win the lottery. Don't they offer you payments? I'd like to know what it's like and what my options are in winning the Powerball at one point. But, the people that take the lump sum versus the 20-year payments.
Well, I've always heard it's better to take the lump sum if you win the lottery. Because you get the money, all the taxes are taken out then. And so then you can go do whatever you want. I mean, let's face it. If I won the lottery, I'm not taking a 30-year payout. I'm not sure I'll be here 30 years from now. So, you know what I mean? I'd rather have it now so I can enjoy it now.
All right. So how old is Brian Kelly?
He's 54, I think, roughly, right in I think he's mid-50s, if I'm not mistaken.
But again, though, I think with the, 6-year payout, I think I'd rather have the payments for $54 million than $25 million today. Tax that is going to be, 40-50% in taxes, right? Or $54 million, you got that steady income. you know it's there. And
64.
All these coaches have so much money in the bank, I would think. And again, you fired me. Why would I give you a 50% discount to fire me?
Well, that's exactly right. So in this case, I agree with Brian Kelly. I mean, he did the right thing. I'm not letting LSU off the hook for that. That's ridiculous. You got to pay me, or you want to come up with a bigger number, perhaps we'll talk. But then the first call I make is to my accountant. Say, tell me what's the best way to handle this.
Even then, though, you fired me. Why would I cut you any slack? It's do I have to look for a job? I can interview poorly,
Absolutely.
or I could demand so much money I won't get hired.
Yes.
Because if he's 64, does he still want to continue on this kind of grind?
Well, it's a good question. Now, has James Franklin taken that job at ESPN yet? Or was it Fox that was offering him a job? I'm not sure which.
Which is a little bit, I mean, and whatever they're paying him, it's not going to be noticeable on.
Not on a TV schedule, unless he gets Brady money.
Well, he's not going to get Brady money. So Penn State will save a couple of dollars, but not much. It's fascinating, these buyouts.
Well, I tell you, it's interesting, and I would assume that coaches moving forward, unfortunately for the coaches that are moving forward, you're probably not going to have those big buyouts. Or colleges, universities are going to go with younger guys that are coordinators somewhere else. You don't have to pay them quite as much as you do a name like a Brian Kelly or a James Franklin. That's going to be interesting to see, man, as we move forward. Speaking of up-and-coming coaches, Jeff Traylor, the head coach at the University of Texas at San Antonio.
Did you forget?
He's going to join us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Guys, if you're feeling tired, you're just not yourself, not motivated, it's not just aging. It could very well be low testosterone. Good news for you, you don't have to live that way. Testosterone replacement therapy from Synergenics and Low T Center can help bring your energy back. First thing you need to do is go get tested. It's simple. The test is free at Synergenics and Low T Center, the original MVPs of TRT, where they only use pharmaceutical-grade testosterone that's customized to the level that's right for you. Unlike some clinics that compound their testosterone, you always know exactly what you're getting, and they're also one of the only providers that accept most major insurances. Other clinics and online services pile on charges for labs, memberships, and tests. Synergenics and Low T Center make it affordable and easy to get started and stay on treatment. And they've got clinics all over town. You can choose to get treated in the clinic or get at-home treatment. And it's not just for men. They've helped countless ladies restore hormonal balance, too. Right now, get a free hormone consultation, a free T-test, plus your chance to win some great stuff like sports memorabilia that's autographed or tickets to a major sporting event. And you just by going in for the test, you're automatically entered. You can reignite your energy. The best version of you is waiting. Get back to feeling like yourself. Take that first step. Get tested. Learn more at TRTMVP.com. That's TRTMVP.com.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National Contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
It's back. Just in time for the holidays, the UTSA Roadrunners Holiday Auction. Bid on over 100 incredible items, including gift cards, electronics, trips, and much, much more. Imagine doing all your Christmas shopping without the hassle of holiday crowds. Best of all auction proceeds directly benefit the Roadrunners football program. It's a true win-win opportunity. Go to 210cityfans.org and start bidding today. That's 210cityfans.org, and Merry Christmas.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Arasti, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com Arosty.com. Arosty, we fix pain fast.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Presented by Just Pots. Pre-game at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well, after a couple of Thursday night games, the UTSA Roadrunners back on a regular schedule, football-wise. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's talk about it with UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Thursday night down in Florida, the weekend. What did you do this weekend, Coach?
I try to stay as unseen as possible. I laid very low and watched a lot of our game, and then obviously I watched, the Charlotte game versus East Carolina, and just lay low. When you play that bad, you hang out with family, and if you have any friends, that one friend.
Coach, just looking back at that game, obviously it couldn't have gotten off to a worse start for UTSA with the way it did, 14-0 before fans hit their seats. But it looked like you guys weathered that storm. I think it was 21-10 was the last score I saw, and then it just seemed like South Florida took off after that. What did they do something different? What happened?
We never stopped them. We still hadn't stopped them. I don't think. I don't think they punted until the third quarter. we were terrible, and obviously it didn't help. The pick six on the first play of the game. Then we had a 16-play drive. That was one of the best drives we've had all year, and we got down to the 2 and had first and goal, and they strip sacked us and went 8 the other way for a touchdown. They were just ready to play. They were a far superior opponent than us. We could have played them 100 times, and they would have beaten us 99 times. We would have had to play perfect to win the game, and we played far from perfect. Very embarrassing defensively, and obviously our quarterback didn't help them with those 2 turnovers on the first 2 drives. It was a rough night, to say the least.
Jeff Traylor joining us here on the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Coach, what is the coaches group text in the American like? Because, boy, their coach was complaining about you afterwards. The week before that, the crowd noise situation that they were talking about here. It's weird, man, with all the coaches calling out the other coaches.
Yeah, well, we've been at the top for a while, and nobody said anything. And now that we settled back, towards the middle, it's a lot easier to talk about the Roadrunners. So, congrats to Alex. He had his moment in the sun, and when you win the game like that, you can bask, and he chose to bask.
Well, the only thing I didn't like about what he was saying, Coach, he was trying to say his team wasn't bought and paid for. And I'm not saying that in a negative way, but I mean, in college football, it's kind of true, and it's kind of a fact of life. And really all I heard you say was basically that they had made a commitment to get a good football team on the schedule. That's really all I heard you say, and I didn't understand his response.
Yeah, I was disappointed he took it that way, but that was his moment to shine, so he let it shine. So congrats to him. They whooped us. When you get your tail kicked as bad as we do, we don't get to have any words. We just go on.
You just go. And I guess we'll go on. I mean, but yeah, man, it's just I can only imagine what the group chat's going to be like, or when you guys get together for your meetings. Because I know you're seemingly friends with all of them. Does this affect the personal side of things, or is it just the business side?
I'm just not going to talk about it anymore. I'm really not going to, and we'll move on. Charlotte is a team that we got to go get on the road. We haven't played well on the road this year, and so we've got to go get one. And I'm not. I just can't figure out what that is with us. Why are we so good at home and we're struggling so bad on the road? And it's very frustrating because we've addressed so many things this offseason. And so whatever that is, we've got to figure it out. We kick off at 11 o'clock against a team that's only won one game. But I'm not sure on the road we feel good about anything right now.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, I was, you asked the question, what does Charlotte do that concerns you? I just hearing your voice, you sound like it's more about your football team that you're concerned with more than Charlotte.
Well, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, I get it. North Texas had gotten beat, bad by South Florida the week before. I thought we were a little big-headed, believe it or not, but we didn't show up defensively then. We had an unbelievable game against Tulane where we could have beaten anybody. And then we go down there against South Florida, and I get it. They had a bye, and they just lost to Memphis. I knew we were going to get, and I knew they were better than us. I know. I told all of y'all that, and told my team that we're going to have to play dang near perfect. And I guess when we made the pick early, they just decided we couldn't play with them, and we chose not to participate. In my opinion, not everybody, not every play, but as a group, we didn't play hard, and that's always on the coach when that doesn't happen because I didn't do a good job of reaching them for whatever reason that is. And I've got to figure it out. And if it was just that easy to figure it out, it ought to be figured out. But we haven't figured it out yet. Time's ticking.
Time. Well, you mentioned time. An early kickoff, the earliest kickoff you guys will have this season, and it is another one of those weird things. But noon Eastern or earlier, the overall record not all that great. But do you change anything up this week practicing for such an early kickoff?
We practice early anyway, so our class schedule here is at UTSA. Our classes begin at noon, some of them at 11. So we already start very early. So if anybody believes that really matters, and some do. Some believe you should practice exactly when you're going to kick off. I've been a head coach for 21 years. I've never found that to make any sense at all. It doesn't. I used to be that guy. Like if we were going to play at 6:30, we were going to practice at 6:30. By gosh, and if we were practice at 10, we were going to play at 10. Whatever that might look like. And I can show you the data on that. It doesn't prove to be true. To me, what matters the most is getting your kids in a routine, and they know the routine. And the biggest deal for us will be just we got to make sure they're rested and hydrated, because you get off that plane and you're playing so early the very next morning. You know how it is when you fly. It's just especially longer flights, it takes a little bit more out of you. And I got to make sure my team is hydrated, and good sleep, and ready to roll.
Jeff, at this point in time in the season, are you guys, your goals obviously have changed a little bit. I mean, you start the season, you want to win the conference and move on that way. You need 2 more wins to become bowl eligible. Do you look at that, or are you just looking purely at Charlotte right now?
No, it's a very good question. We got eliminated from the race, and that's the second year in a row that's happened earlier than we wanted. You know, our first 4 years, we played for it the last week in all 4 of them, won it in 2 of them, and didn't win it 2 of them. But we're eliminated early now, 2 years in a row. So what we do have going is we've never missed a bowl game. In this new world of college football, one, there are very few coaches that choose to stay at a G5 as long as I've chosen to stay here. But anybody that has stayed that long very rarely makes it, because the ups and downs are just so drastically different in this new climate we're in. When you lose so many coaches and you lose so many players, and it's just so constantly different. So we're really proud of how we sustained success here in a time where we've changed leagues. We jumped up to a league we were not ready for, but we went, and we've competed. We have not won the level we wanted, but we've competed. So to make a bowl for 6 consecutive years in a row would be a great thing. But you can't get to 6 if you don't win 5. And I know I'm not being a smart aleck, but we've only won 4. So we got to go get number 5 before we can talk about the next thing, Joe.
Well, and again, Coach, on with that, I mean, to have a goal, knowing that, you know, all right, to get 5, let's go win against Charlotte. Do you use that as motivating your team to make sure they're ready for Saturday, knowing that, all right, our initial goal, conference championship game, that's out, just to keep them from going through the motions and have something to play for?
I just don't think they'll do that. I just don't. We've got a good group of kids. I don't have any of that. Now, last year's team, I was worried about that. Those guys rallied and played amazing. But this year's team, I just don't think they're wired that way. They're good people. I think they'll continue to practice and show up. And I would be. Now, I've been surprised before. I was surprised this week how we kind of rolled over quickly. I just don't think we'll do that. I really don't. We're just not as good as we have been. That's the hardest part. We're not as good, and that's very frustrating. And I've got only a little bit of time left to get them better, and then we'll be, back in the portal and doing all this again.
You know, Coach, and it's not a knock against your players. Coaching is one thing, and I know you take the blame, for every loss and the way things are going right now. But at some point in time, the onus has got to be a little bit on the players. What is their attitude like right now in the locker room? And I assume they all enjoy and love playing football, so they're going to go out and play football and try to do it very well. But at some point in time, they have to take some responsibility, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They're crushed. They're disappointed. They're not stupid. They're not stupid. They see the video too. They know how great of a team South Florida was. And when we got behind, and the quarterback was just, I don't know if you got to watch the game, they were just running over us. I mean, it's like we weren't even there. They were, early in the game, we had many plays we had them in the backfield, and they just threw us off of them and ran over us. They threw the ball deep. We were in great coverage. They go up and just box it around and make catches over us. And we didn't turn anybody loose. If you watch the game, you're not going to see anybody just get turned loose. We've done that before. We had them covered. They just made plays over us over and over and over and over and over. It was the longest night. Tennessee maybe. I can't think of a time that we were out of one that quickly, and you were just praying the game's going to be over as fast as possible.
You know, I get it. I mean, it was a tough watch, but then you get a turnaround. You get kind of the mini bye with the long weekend, and you get a Charlotte team. And I imagine you'll do a good job of pointing out to your team, don't look at their 1-8 record. You've got nothing to where you can just overlook somebody. But when you look at Charlotte scoring 18 points a game, giving up 38.4. But when you're watching them on film, what areas do you think you can exploit to get back on track offensively and carry in the momentum, go up there, get a win, play well, and then you got East Carolina and Army trying to get to number 6?
Well, whether you agree with me or you don't agree with me, and I get it. Some people believe in coach talk. I don't coach talk my kids. I tell them the truth. I caught a lot of heck from certain fans and people that I was letting everybody know how superior South Florida was to us. And because I was being, my players know I tell them the truth. Charlotte's got 3 wide receivers that can play for anybody. 7, 8, and 5, they're really good. And that back is really good. They can't stop anybody. That's been their problem. So that's always scary when you've got 4 skilled kids. If they touch the ball, they can score. And I know y'all think I'm giving coach talk. I'm not. I'll tell my players. I'll show these guys. 8, it's easy to remember because it goes right in order. 5, 6, 7, 8. Any of those 4 guys get it. We got to work hard to get them down. And we didn't do a good job of getting them down last week on the road. And we did a great job of getting Tulane down. But whenever you got 4 skilled kids that can score like that, you can't go in there thinking you're going to beat them. Now I agree they've struggled stopping people, but they play hard and they line up correctly. That's scary. They're where they're supposed to be. They're not turning people loose. Their kids have had a hard time just tackling and get people to the ground. And 2 very similar teams to me. We've got some good skilled kids, and I know they're saying the same thing about us, and they're probably saying we line up and we don't tackle very well. And so to me, it's a pretty even ball game because we're not very good on the road right now.
So you think that's what they're telling them? That, hey, UTSA is coming in here and they're vulnerable. We can get them. I'm just curious, Coach, going into a stadium like this, I don't know the answer to this, and I probably shouldn't ask the question since I don't know. I would assume their crowd is not huge at Charlotte, and you're going to be playing in front of an empty stadium up there. Does that make any difference at all to you?
I couldn't tell you. I would imagine 11 o'clock kick, there will not be many people there. The stadium only holds 15,000 to begin with, so it's already like the 4th smallest stadium in all of college football. But I have never played there, so I don't want to misspeak. But I would just assume at 11 o'clock in the morning that would be a tough ask on a college campus. But again, it doesn't matter. Like you could place somebody in the parking lot right now. If we're not in the Alamo Dome, I'm not feeling real good. We can't unless we can put that thing on our back and take it down there to Charlotte. That's the only way I'd feel good about this ball game right now.
You know, and I guess the other fact, the Alamo Dome has a roof and AC. What's the forecast Saturday at 11 a.m. in Charlotte?
Well, it's a little warmer than I thought it was going to be, but it's not going to be terrible. But, I mean, still like 77 or 78 degrees at this time of year. You know, when you're on turf, I mean, it's going to be about like 92 or 93. So it'll be hotter than I want it to be. But you know, it's I'll take that over what it is in some parts of the country in November.
Coach, I want to ask you a knucklehead question.
Here we go.
We were talking about this earlier with the LSU situation. They tried to offer Brian Kelly half his buyout, and he told him no. What would you do in that situation?
Offered him half his buyout? Is that a real question?
Well, he's got a $54 million buyout. They said, hey, we'll give you a lump sum of $25 million.
He told him birds up.
Yeah, he said no.
Well, how long is it going to take them to pay out the 54? Like
until 2031.
Yeah, 2031.
And so what was the upfront offer, 25?
25, yeah.
I'd have to call my money guy and say if I invested $25 million right now, would it exceed $54 million by 2031? If he told me yes, I would do it. If he told me no, I'd say I'll take my guaranteed 54.
Yeah. Well, see, and again, taxes would be today and not what the future is. Then they upped it to 30, and he still told him no.
But yeah, it's a good question, Coach. Because I wouldn't think about it. I said I was going to call my accountant and say, how much are the taxes on that? You're talking investment, see? So it
he's
makes you a
smarter
lot
than you.
smarter than I am. So that's a better question to ask my accountant.
Trust me, man, when you're 4-5 right now, I'm looking at all these guys getting fired. I'm considering my own options in case my AD walks in the door right now and offers me a deal. So she might be ready to get me out of here just as fast. And I'm not saying a word about anybody. I've already fired a few guys with 10-year contracts, so I don't want to be another one.
I guess we're all in that boat.
Yeah, that's
when
it.
Push comes to shove, right?
It,
the boss could walk in here right now and say, see ya.
Go get the road win this week at Charlotte. And again, changing the goals because of the situation. Bowl eligibility is the big thing. I was talking about this with a friend of mine, and you're probably the best person that could answer this one. In today's world with the CFP and all that kind of stuff, the playoffs, bowls for some aren't the reward that they used to be, but they are for programs like UTSA, right? And I've always heard that extra practice time is so invaluable. Is that still true in this portal world?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because your best players, they're gonna probably take them from you. They're gonna try. So you got to have your backups ready to go. So that's the chance for them to play in the bowl game, practice for a month, because you're kind of getting a peek at what your next year's team is. There's a part of you don't want to play too good because they'll be on TV and some SEC team will see them and they'll take your kid from you. So it's a very weird world we're in right now. But we're all in it together, and we got to figure it out. And right now, the head ball coach of the Roadrunners has not quite figured it out, so I got to do better.
All right, go get that Coach. Win. Go get that win Saturday. We'll talk to you next week, Coach.
Thank y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. God bless. Birds up.
God bless. Birds up. Jeff Traylor on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com.
Well, you learn something on this show. You talk to Traylor, and he says, I'd find out how much I can invest, and that was brilliant. And I would assume if you got the $25 million, you got a smart accountant. He could kind of maybe invest that and save the taxes for later. I don't know how that works.
I think, without talking to my financial advisor, if you could double your investment money in 5 years, wouldn't we all be trying to buy that stock?
Well, yeah, sure, of course. So I guess you got to trust what your financial guy has to say. I don't know. I mean, it's like it's a bird in the hand.
Part of me, you fired me. I'm not giving you any, because I could still contribute money to those investments every month when I get those checks. I can just take your check and move it right over and still invest it if that stock is that good. It might not grow as fast, but I'm getting all 54 from you plus what I'm making in those investments.
Now, I've always heard, and I'm no genius when it comes to numbers and financial planning, trust me, but if you had $1 million and you invested that, you could live off of that the rest of your life. I don't know if that's true. Now, I don't know how high on the hog.
Depends on how well you want to live.
So you're gonna make about $200,000 or $300,000 a year is kind of the goal off of the interest of that. A couple $100,000.
200,000 or 300,000 off of $1 million.
I don't know the answer to that, and somebody a lot smarter than me. And we've already figured out I don't know anything about financial planning. I know how to spend money.
Yeah.
I'm damn good at that.
Yeah.
Real good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Leave the financial talk to the other Ryan Eagle.
I will do that. Yes. I'll have to ask my brother that question to see what he comes up with. What would
He'd
say,
do? When you get $1 million, come talk to me.
Well, I know he would. But I'll ask him that question, how he would handle Brian Kelly's dilemma. Hey, we're going to take a break. When we come back, though, the Spurs play tonight. We're going to talk about that coming up. And it's also a Mellow Mushroom Monday. $50 gift card up for grabs in the next segment. We'll do it when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Cold front has arrived. Did you turn your heater on? I don't know if it's heater cold yet. Well, the heater was on in our studio this morning because A.J. Hoffman is just, But whatever. If don't turn your heater on until you get it tuned up. You want to make sure that it's safe and everything is ready. Call Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899. Take care of that maintenance, and obviously they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. At Quarter Moon, they'll provide estimates, second opinions. They do not have commissioned sales reps. They do have an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau, and they are green certified. Call them 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
Been in a car wreck? Not sure what happens next? Thomas J. Henry knows, because Thomas J. Henry is one of the largest personal injury law firms in Texas. You deserve to get compensated for your injuries. You deserve a law firm that can take your case all the way to trial. You deserve justice. So don't settle for less than you deserve. Get Thomas J. Henry on your side. Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/play.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
It's a little quiet on the border these days. Illegal border crossings at an all-time low because Donald Trump and Senator John Cornyn have been fighting side by side to seal the border. Cornyn has led the charge in the Senate, funding more agents, more technology, and more miles of secure border wall, beating back Biden's border failures, taking the fight directly to the cartels. Cornyn stands with President Trump, voting with him 99% of the time, supporting Trump's nominees, confirming conservative judges who defend our Constitution, and together, Trump and Cornyn put America first. They've worked to keep our families safe and our border defended. Yep, it's quieter on the border now because real leadership gets results. Call and thank Senator John Cornyn, 713-572-3337, and tell him to keep delivering Trump's agenda. Paid for by Lone Star Freedom Project, LoneStarFreedomProject.com.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great-tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
This college football season, the Crunch Time Hero of the Week is brought to you by PorkRinds.com, the nation's premier hub for pork rind lovers everywhere. Each week, a college player will post on Instagram, and each share over a 2-week period equals a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, which helps families who are dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Giving back with the perfect snack to celebrate those big Crunch Time plays. Find your rind at PorkRinds.com or find Southern Recipe pork rinds at H-E-B.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The New York Giants have fired their head coach, Brian Daboll. They did it following the loss of the Chicago Bears yesterday. Offensive coordinator Mike Kafka, he'll take over in the interim. We have Monday Night Football. The Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field tonight. Kickoff is set for 7:15. It's a game you can catch right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, all beginning at 6 o'clock with the pregame show.
Sports Center brought to you by Centergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a Monday, which is just about over. And in fact, if you get off at 5 o'clock, your Monday's over for all intents and purposes. Congratulations. Happy you stuck around here to listen to the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix. And Minix, I feel like a heel. Today is the United States Marine Corps birthday.
It is.
Happy birthday to the United States Marine Corps.
And tomorrow is Veterans Day.
It is, yes.
I see a lot of people, including Clay Moore, who is a veteran as well, with Veterans Day wishes. They're on our YouTube page. They're on San Antonio Sports Star. I appreciate all the companies that do veteran discounts year-round, not just on Veterans Day. But I saw there's a big old write-up on mysa.com.
Really?
With all the different places, restaurants tomorrow offering free meals and whatnot for veterans. So take advantage.
Absolutely. You deserve it. Do it. Thank you for your service. And, of course, we'll celebrate Veterans Day tomorrow with you here on the Blitz. And can't wait for that. But happy birthday to the Marine Corps. I want to make sure we got that out there. And then you're in the Navy.
I was.
It's kind of the same thing. Well, not the same thing, but you work together quite a bit.
You know, the Marines are a department of the Navy. Now, Marines will say that, and especially today's world, the Navy is the Uber, if you will, for the Marines. And, we'll get them where they need to go do the dirty work. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well, that's nice of you to do that.
Yeah.
But, Veterans Day already. It's already November 11th, man. Time is flying by, is it not?
I mean, we're about a month away from the Army-Navy game.
Wow.
And Army with a huge win over the weekend. Navy got trucked by Notre Dame, as expected.
Well,
as expected.
It is what it is. If Notre Dame would actually play somebody, maybe we could have a little more. And I'm not no discount the Navy.
No,
there, but
I
I'm
know
just
where
saying.
you're going with that, but again, it is what it is, and that game is Navy's good this year, but Army, they've had some surprising wins, and following up on our conversation with Jeff Traylor, that's why this week is so important. They can't lay an egg against a Charlotte team that has struggled. But we all know, and Jeff Traylor's very honest about it, the UTSA team on the road is so completely different. They should win this game handily. But we thought the same thing about Temple.
Which is really weird, is it not? I mean, it really is weird how a team can look so good. I mean, they just stomped Tulane inside the Alamo Dome. And then you get outside the Alamo Dome, and it's just like, it's crazy. Right now, UTSA is an 18.5-point favorite over Charlotte, according to ESPN.
I will take UTSA to win that game, but I don't know that I would touch that line. And if I did, I'd probably put the money on Charlotte.
Woo!
Yeah. I think UTSA wins, but to think that they're going to get a 3-touchdown type of win on the road when they haven't done it, like I said, I think they win, but do they blow them out? I'd like to see them win in a blowout. But you look, East Carolina. Now, granted, last 2 games in the Alamo Dome, but East Carolina, they're 4-1 in conference play, 6-3 overall.
Mm-hmm.
Army, they're 3-3 in conference play, 5-4 overall, and playing better football as of late. I mean, Army struggled early, but you look at what they, they had that win over Air Force, and this weekend they got a win over Temple. The Army beat this Charlotte team 24-7. But again, bowl eligibility. I would like to think, looking at the schedule and knowing UTSA and how good they are at home, they should end the season on a 3-game win streak.
Well, let's hope so.
Right?
They should, yes.
Outside of the Texas State game, which is still a head-scratcher, especially looking at
they're not very good
Texas
this year.
State, how they have turned this year out, that's still one of the more head-scratching losses, that and Temple. The fact that we're even going, man, they've got to go down to the wire to become bowl eligible makes no sense. Go win at Charlotte, should beat East Carolina at home. Army, they should win that one at home. If those were on the road, I think I'd be going the other way. And that's where Jeff Traylor's got to do his best work this year. And I know he says he's honest with his team. They can't overlook Charlotte on the road. They can't look because, as he said, they're not dumb. They see a line that's 18.5. They're watching film. They're looking at their record. They're looking at all of that. But how much do you trust this UTSA team away from the Alamo Dome? It is crazy, just the differences in how they play. It's not like they're losing one-score games on the road, outside of Temple. And they did get that road win at Colorado State this year. Where has that team been?
Well, that's a good question. And I know Jeff Traylor, and every coach does that. He does it probably more than he should. He takes the blame for everything. But at some point in time, there's got to be some leadership on that football team within the players that have to come together and say, hey, we got to play better than this. This is embarrassing. And it should start this week against Charlotte. Charlotte can't stop anybody.
No.
So that 18.5 shouldn't even be an issue. Honestly.
But do you trust them?
Well,
or do you chalk it up and say, this North Texas team, man, they have scored a ton of points on a lot of people. So is South Florida. So for both of those teams to each score 55, all right, that's kind of what they do. But this offense, and this is where I look at the quarterback. They score 61 against Rice and 48 against Tulane, but they don't. They can't score against those other teams. That's the crazy thing, and it starts to me with the quarterback play. Now, Jeff Traylor has been saying the last couple of weeks Owen was dealing with some injuries, and if that's not on the injury report, you give him some credit for playing through some injuries, but that affects his game. That affects the offense. The Tulane quarterback, are we going to see that again? The pick six, bad throw.
Mm-hmm.
First play of the game, bad throw. The fumble, that was one of the weirder football plays I've seen, but he wasn't the same guy. And I know he got pulled, but why leave him out there, especially if he's been dealing with injuries?
Well, look, the drive was good, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it really was, and it's unfortunate because who knows what happens there if UTSA scores and they tie the game up instead of going down 14-0. I mean, it could have – you just never know in the game of football how it's going to turn out, and that's the issue. But, look, I think UTSA is going to handle it, and I have to believe that those players – I mean, I would be embarrassed. I would be, and making a bowl game at this point in time is what you're hoping for. And I mean, let's face it, you got to have some pride. You got to stand up and say we're better than this, and we can play better football than this. But I put a lot of that onus on the players. I don't let them off the hook anymore. Not now that they're getting paid. And I know these Roadrunner players don't get paid a ton. Some of them do. They need to play better. I mean, it's just that simple. Jeff Traylor can take all the blame he wants to, and he deserves some. Not letting him off the hook. Those players got to play better.
And I look at the quarterback, and again, I'm coming back to Owen. Freshman and sophomore year of high school, he was playing at a high school there in Charlotte because, his dad was in the NFL up there. So a little bit of a homecoming from him. I'm guessing he's going to have some friends there. Go put on a show, man. But now become bowl eligible. It's still important. It still matters. But if they lose this game,
oh my gosh!
Ugh.
Yeah, this then it's really going to be difficult. They're not going to lose this game. They're going to go up Charlotte and they're going to play well. I feel it, and it's going to be okay. 11 o'clock thing though, man. Gee whiz, means you hit the field about 9.
Mm-hmm.
That's
might be the best thing for them.
Well,
you don't sit around all day waiting.
Yeah, perhaps. Maybe that is it. I don't know. A lot of strange stuff happened in the NFL over the weekend, without a doubt. And we've got a new AP Top 25 poll in college football. But first, Jason, before we go away, it is Mellow Mushroom Monday. We got a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom for caller number
9.
210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. You will get a $50 gift card to mellow mushroom. Good luck. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available for both residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects in my home through the years. They've added extra outlets in the garage, put up a spotlight over one of the grills outside. They've moved lights, they've fixed lights, they've done all kinds of work, and they do fantastic work. And they have for well over 3 decades. The family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. And whatever your project is, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. So call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. 404-9074 or hill-electric.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've been representing people injured in traffic collisions here in San Antonio for more than 30 years. After a collision, I've spoken to many people who wanted to believe that the other driver's insurance company would be fair and they really didn't need an attorney. They thought that the insurance company would pay their medical bills and do the right thing. I wish that were true, but trying to go it alone is a big, big mistake. If you have been injured, please know the other driver's insurance company has adjusters and attorneys working against your interest. If insurance companies were trying to get to heaven, I'd be out of a job, gladly. That is just not the world we live in, though. Call me as soon as you can if you are injured in a traffic collision. I do not charge anything to review your case with you. I'll tell you what you need to do and what you should not do. If you want a smart and fair result, you'll need to make smart decisions along the way. And that is what I do. You and I will make smart decisions for you and your family, and we'll get justice and fair results. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
No, it's not too soon to start holiday shopping. Ulta Beauty's early Black Friday event is happening now through November 22nd. Shop $10 beauty minis from brands like MAC and Too Faced. Take 30% off Lancome and Touchland fragrances and body mists. With new offers dropping every week, our associates can help you find the perfect gifts. Head into Ulta Beauty today to shop our early Black Friday event. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
Kohl's has 20% off gifts that are so good, your family might think you read their minds. Check off your list now with cozy, thoughtful, and stylish gifts that will make them say, oh, How did you know? Yep, with these presents from Kohl's, you're gonna leave them feeling impressed and convinced that you're a psychic. Shop Kohl's for an extra 20% off gifts that are the perfect fit. Select styles. Offer ends November 22nd. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles. AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Brian Schottenheimer, good morning, Coach.
Hey, what's up, guys? I got to say, it was a weird transition for me to come on to the show and hear a bunch of moaning, and then I heard moaning and manning and all these things. It was really kind of weird. Edwin didn't prepare me for that.
Moaning? Coach, tell him. Can you tell the audience you've got no interest in drafting Arch Manning in the upcoming draft?
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Well, according to Smiling Dan Weiss, the voice of the San Antonio Spurs, Josh Giddey is out tonight. He will not play for the Chicago Bulls, so a break for the Spurs. They got 3 guys out now that won't play, so they're catching the Bulls, it seems like, on a good night there in Chicago. Happy about that, so we'll see what happens. That game tips about 7 o'clock tonight. So Spurs looking to go 8-2. Who would have thunk it?
You look at it and you think about how well this Spurs team has started. And, the Friday night win over Houston, certainly impressive. Then you get De'Aaron Fox back, and dude was just incredible in that game. And I think a lot of us were, and I know what we said Friday. I mean, you got to give him time, ease him in. Let's see what Mitch Johnson is going to do. Temper your expectations. And dude went out there, although, De'Aaron Fox, even though it didn't show, he said, yeah, there was some rust.
No, I mean, for me, obviously, there was rust, and, I played 5-on-5, before I got out here. But there's definitely rust. I mean, haven't played a game since March, and then I actually didn't play full court all summer. So my first time really playing full court was 2 weeks ago, I think is the first time we did it. So there's definitely rust there, but, happy to come out here and help my team win.
And he did that, led the team in scoring Saturday night against the Pelicans with 24 points. I've liked watching this team play over the weekend, and I didn't see Saturday's game, much of it at all, but Friday's game, just the hustle and the drive and the desire. They out-rebounded the Rockets and just out-hustled them all over the place. And what I'm learning, guys like Steph Castle are learning that Victor Wembanyama is taller than anybody else on the floor. And so all you really have to do is throw the ball up there, and he's going to get it and slam it down. So Steph Castle's assist numbers are huge.
Well, and again, common sense, but, one of the things that Mitch Johnson talked about, just, that whole team, the competitiveness of them is what he's really impressed with right now.
We've done a good job at responding to adversity or to when things aren't going well. Our competitive response has been pretty good throughout the year. I think we have to continue to make sure that we're not helping dig our own hole at times. But I do think that we have done a good job at responding when necessary.
And they have. I mean, they went the 2-game losing streak, and now they're reeling off another winning streak. And they should win tonight. And, I mean, unless they just lay an egg there in Chicago, they should win this game tonight. So tests are coming. Obviously, Golden State coming in here. That's going to be tough because they're playing well. But the Spurs, I like the way they've started, and I really like the way they're playing as a team. And I think it only gets better now that De'Aaron Fox is back on the floor.
Well, and obviously, I mean, one of the things that we've talked about quite a bit is they need a true point guard. The other day, Mitch mentioned, we need to learn to get Wemby the ball in the right spot. Well, obviously that is something that De'Aaron Fox is going to bring to this team.
Yeah, he's an advantage creator just with the basketball in his hands. He's been around the league now for almost a decade. He's been an all-star. He's been in the playoffs. He knows what things are supposed to look like and feel like and execute like. And so it's good when you can have someone that has the experience. You can talk about it, but it's one thing to actually do it. So looking forward to continue to get him back in the fold.
Absolutely. Look, there's a reason the Spurs gave him the contract they gave him in the offseason. They know that they needed a point guard, a true point guard who can play quarterback for this team. You know, Wemby's a star, obviously. I think De'Aaron Fox knows that. But to be able to get him the ball and everybody else the ball in the right spots and to be able to score the way that he does, I mean, this guy, I think, he's going to make a huge difference on this team. And I think we're going to see it tonight and moving forward.
It's fun because, you know, obviously, man, if you got YouTube, you're screwed. You got YouTube TV because you won't be able to watch the Spurs or the Monday night game.
Well, unless you have other modes of operation.
If you have YouTube.
And only YouTube.
You know, why you, I mean, that's what the Rube Pub is for, right?
Exactly.
I was just thinking, wait, if you're YouTube, you're screwed for both. Because they're doing the Monday Night Countdown show right now, and I can't tell how cold it is there. I mean, Ryan Clark must have like a heated vest on or something.
Marcus Spears has a smiley face on his beanie.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But look at his coat and his gloves. I mean, he looks like he's going to work outside for hours, not do television. But it's hard to tell just how miserable is it there. Now, granted, you know, on those TV sets, they've got all kinds of heated devices. Why don't they do these shows like outside where the parties are going on, like College Game Day? I mean, the stadium's empty. You know, you got players running around. Why aren't they more like College Game Day for these Monday night countdowns and set them outside where there's people?
Because we're inside, Jason. We've got the players and the coaches to talk to. And they don't want to move the set from outside to inside because, you know, at halftime they're going to do a show right there. And then after the game, they'll do a show. And so it's all set up.
They could have two sets, one outside and then come in right before the game. I don't know.
They could.
I mean, just the game day feel is so much fun. That just looked cold and miserable. Of course, if you're in Green Bay, would you rather be in the parking lot drinking or trying to save your seat 2 hours before kickoff?
Do you have to save your seat?
Well, I mean, there were some people sitting there. What do you think they're doing?
Well, I don't know. I'd rather be outside drinking. If they're saving their seat, hopefully they're drinking there.
Well,
you get a little flask going or something.
I was going to say beers inside the stadium are a lot more than they are in the parking lot.
Well, this is all true. But, I mean, look, they got to be used to this thing, right? I mean, you're in Green Bay. How many games are warm? Not many.
3, 4.
Maybe. I mean, it's going to get down to the low 20s tonight, according to what I saw on the weather app.
I mean, I know we're dealing with the cold front here, but the fact that the middle of our country is dealing with snow, all those college games that, you know, were played in snow while we're in shorts and T-shirts.
I know it. It's crazy.
It's why we live here.
Of course. No, it's exactly why we live here. And that's why I would never live in Green Bay, Wisconsin, or Chicago, Illinois, unless somebody's going to pay me a ton of money, and then I'd consider it.
I don't even think for a ton of money you would move to Green Bay. You would move to Chicago.
Yeah, I just
you know, there's enough restaurants that meet your level there in Chicago.
I don't know. Now there's some good suburbs around Chicago you could probably talk me into. But Chicago itself, I don't know. I've always enjoyed visiting Chicago. I have no problem with it.
Fun city, man. You become a connoisseur of deep dish pizza.
No, that wouldn't be happening. I can promise you that. No deep dish. Not sure how anybody can eat that stuff.
People love it.
I
guess.
Me,
it's like lasagna.
We have one slice and you're full. That's it. One slice.
They've got regular pizza, too, that's really good.
Oh, they do?
Yes. But you got when you're in Chicago, you got to get deep dish because, well, you got to. It's in the rules. It's like going to Philly. You got to get a Philly cheesesteak. You go to Baltimore, which will be in a month for the Army-Navy game. You got to get crab cakes. I mean, there are certain places you go. You come to San Antonio, you got to get fajitas and tacos.
Well, see, I like fajitas and tacos.
Expensive rice and beans on the Riverwalk.
I'm not a huge crab guy, so I won't guarantee you that I'll have crab cakes.
Did you eat lobster rolls in Boston?
I did.
You weren't a big lobster roll guy, but you did because it's part of the rules.
Well, I may have a bite.
You'll have.
I mean, I don't dislike crab, but it's just not something that, you know.
Crab cakes are a little bit different, sir. And you know that. and you'll eat them.
Crab,
and they'll be free.
Dude, they're not going to be like my go-to. It's Baltimore's got to be famous for something else.
Crab cakes.
That's it.
Yes.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
That's all people eat. Crab cakes.
That's it.
We go to a restaurant, that's on the menu. Crab cakes.
Crab cakes are going to be on the
That's
menu.
it.
Everywhere you go, crab cakes are going to be an appetizer.
Baltimore's famous for two things: crab cakes and football.
Hey, David Macias on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page says, I'm going to be outside having a brats with gravy and ketchup. Sounds pretty good, David. Doesn't sound bad, my friend. This is going to be an interesting football game tonight, and I really hope so obviously this is not YouTube in our studio, right, Pledge? This is some other service here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Connected to my...
Because we have ESPN. Okay.
My cable.
I don't want to hear about your cable, Pledge. Not during working hours.
You want to hear about it after?
No, I don't.
Wow. That was a left turn I didn't expect.
Oh, my goodness.
The package is bigger than you think.
Yeah, well, it's not what
You're
she
paying
said.
for the add-on? You bundled it?
Wow, you guys it's Monday. It's not even Friday yet. You guys are already in the gutter.
What do you mean?
Already.
Already in the gutter?
Already in the
As if
gutter.
we've gotten out.
Well, this is very true. Very true.
What do you think we're talking about?
Packages and length and
We're talking about bundle services and all our different cable subscriptions that we have to have.
Nobody mentioned length, Joe. Where are you going?
I have FOMO.
Because you said length?
Exactly.
Wow.
Casey on our San Antonio Sports Star, it says breakfast crab cake Benedict. Lunch, crab cake sandwich. Dinner, crab cake with veggies. Now, you're not doing that.
No veggies.
No veggies.
No veggies.
Now, would you eat crab cakes 3 meals a day? No is the answer to that.
Well, I mean, there are people that will. I am not the biggest crab cake guy. Although last week at the Coast, we were at a party. Crab cakes they were fantastic. So but in Baltimore, you will have them. They will be available. They will be served as appetizers. I'm sure where we're going to be doing the show, there's going to be a crab cake option because it's Baltimore. Just like if a convention came to San Antonio, there'd be fajitas.
There
right?
absolutely would be fajitas,
right?
yes.
It comes with the territory.
It does.
You will eat them. And you will these aren't bad. And then you're going to be stubborn, Joe, and say, but I don't want any more. I can't be proven wrong. And then you see you sneaking extra ones because you thought they were good.
Again, I'm not opposed to crab cakes. I'm not eating them 3 meals a day. Michael Lynch on our YouTube page says, Maria D's on Light Street. Best meatball sub you'll ever eat. Now, see, that's more to my liking. Good meatball sub.
You know, and that's probably true. I'm trying to think. It's been a while since I've been to Baltimore, but there's 2 really good bar districts. One I think is called Federal Hill or something like that. If you're a Baltimore type, am I getting that right? And then there was another one. Great bar districts. And we'll have a good time.
Oh, there's no question we're going to have a good time. We always do.
Yeah.
Army-Navy weekend. It's always a lot of fun. So looking forward to that. Not so much the crab cakes.
Crab cakes and football. That's what Maryland does.
What the hell was that?
Who is that?
You had to have seen Wedding Crashers.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't put 2 and 2 together. But that's Maryland. Crab cakes and football.
Where do you think Baltimore
is?
I know it's in Maryland, but there are other cities in Maryland besides Baltimore. Is there not? Or is Baltimore the only city in Maryland?
We're only going to Baltimore.
Well, I'm just saying.
I mean, we're going to land in Baltimore, and you're never going to go to another city of Maryland. I bet you can't even name another city of Maryland.
No, I can't. Nor do I really care, honestly. Do you?
Well, there's Annapolis.
Well, that's great.
Home of the Naval Academy.
Oh, okay.
Go Navy, beat Army. Crab cakes for Ryan Eagle.
So Baltimore is it's a home field advantage this year, huh? For Navy?
I mean, it's a shorter ride.
Well, okay. Jeez.
Home field advantage. How many of these have you been to? It's about split 50-50.
Oh, it always is split 50-50.
And I see every time you talk about it, and I just saw it come up again, they want the Army-Navy game in San Antonio. Actually, he says, I want San Antonio to host the Army Air Force game. You know,
that'd be cool.
It would be very cool for all of these. One of the things, especially with the Army-Navy game, is every student, every cadet, every midshipman is at the game. And they all bus in and then bus home. To fly, I don't know, what is it, 16,000 between the two?
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Aren't their enrollments 6,000 to 8,000 each, give or take? But to fly them all to San Antonio, now, Army Air Force, maybe they could do something like that.
I bet they could do that. I think it would be interesting. Honestly, it would be a lot of fun. Army-Navy weekend's always a lot of fun. Looking forward to that as usual. Michael Lynch says Federal Hill is in downtown Baltimore near Waterside and the National Aquarium.
Yeah, those are some
good bar districts.
Yeah.
And are they around the stadium?
Close enough. I mean, we went to them last time we were there.
I wasn't working here.
You
last time I
weren't,
was here.
but, you know.
I like how they're moving this game around, though. It is kind of cool. I really do. Spurs play tonight. We've mentioned that, but we'll get you ready for that game. We've also got a Monday Night Football game coming up tonight. Good one, too. The Philadelphia Eagles in Green Bay to take on the Packers in a big game. They were just showing the playoff odds, number one seed odds, whoever wins this game and what their odds would be. If the Packers win this game, they've got a 33% chance, according to ESPN, to be the number one seed out of the NFC. The Eagles, a 31% chance to make it out of the NFC as the number one seed. So interesting. We'll talk about that, get you ready for that, and it's going to be a big night. I think it's going to be a hell of a football game. We'll continue it here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me tell you about my Connecticut quality water softener first, however. I love talking about that. I love bragging about it, to be honest with you. You know, there's some things you put in your house, and it just, boy, you just kind of pat yourself on the back. Well, this Connecticut quality water softener is that. I don't know what I've done without it because, look, I've lived in other houses that have water softeners, but they don't even come close to comparing to what I have now in my Connecticut quality water softener. Look, Connecticut's been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. All their products are made right here in America, and what I love about it is you don't plug this thing in. It doesn't run on electricity, so obviously no increase to your electric bill. But it provides soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That shower feels that much better. You feel cleaner getting out of it. Putting on those clean clothes because of that Connecticut quality water softener, and then eating off of those spick and span clean dishes that you have. And they still got that deal going on. If you buy a Connecticut quality water softener, you're going to get a free reverse osmosis drinking station that they will install right there at your kitchen sink. What does that mean for you? It's like having bottled water right there at your kitchen sink. They're also going to give you free money, 0% interest for 12 months, 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. You want to call Connecticut of San Antonio in the Hill Country. Get the process started. 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle, sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right. Only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
Hey, it's Desmond Howard. You want to win the weekend? It all starts with the tailgate. And for me, that means Kingsford Charcoal.
They've been bringing the flavor, the smoke, and the heat since 1920. No wonder they're still the gold standard of grilling. So fire it up, feed your crew, and let the smoke do the talking. Kingsford, the king of the tailgate. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Presented by Just Pots. Pre-game at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, Jason, it just seems like that Aggie hymn has more oomph to it these days. Just sounds a little sweeter, doesn't it? With as well as they're playing?
No. I mean, they're playing good football, but, you know, I guess to some. Although it is weird. I spent the weekend with a whole bunch of Aggies. And while they are excited, they are so tempered. I mean, it is so polar opposite of, say, Longhorn fan when the Longhorns are good, or Alabama fan, or Georgia fan, Cowboy fans, if you remember what it was like when they were winning Super Bowls. I mean, just the arrogance, and I'm a Longhorn fan. We're arrogant.
Yes.
We know it. Cowboy fan, Yankee fan.
Yep.
I mean,
yep.
And if Texas was number 3 in the country and undefeated right now, they'd be pissed that they're not number 1. A&M fans just like, don't say anything too loud. Like, man, I'm waiting for that other shoe to drop. Where is it? South Carolina, man, this is a trap game. And then Samford, man, don't take them lightly. No, I
know it.
I mean, just it's like I always thought battered Aggie syndrome was a joke until this year.
It's not.
Now, granted, I mean, it's real, but normally the collapse is in October or could be November, and it's not happening. They look so damn good. That is a great football team. Mike Elko has changed everything, and I love that he's like, battered Aggies, that's not us. Screw that.
Yes.
And, but fans are like, oh.
Well, they've been through it. They've been through it too much, right? And you've got South Carolina. Pledge just wrote it up on the board a minute ago. I mean, you talk about a game that could jump up and bite you, although that one is in College Station. But I've thought that with a couple of others. I thought it last week with Missouri, the LSU game, and they've passed every test to this point in time. So I got to believe they'll whack South Carolina. Obviously, they'll win their next game, and then it will all come down to that meeting in Austin.
That's it. Now, Alexander on YouTube says, stop. It's not all Aggies that are like that. I've not met one that is, and I know a lot of cocky Aggie fans, but right now they aren't looking ahead. They aren't planning trips to, and like, where's the national championship game? I'm going to book a hotel
Atlanta,
now.
Georgia,
right?
do it.
But again, Texas fan would have already booked a hotel in Atlanta, right? Knowing they were going. And I know this because a lot of my friends did that last year, right? I mean, trust me. I mean, it's amazing that they're this good and yet trying to stay even keel. It's, and I love it, quite honestly. I love it. It's man, I hope A&M can run the table and win a national championship. But I'm that odd Longhorn fan that unless they're playing Texas, I'll root for A&M. I won't wear your shirt, but I'll root for A&M. And if they're in the playoffs, I'd be rooting for them and making money on bets and all that other stuff. But it's just comical.
Well, it is comical, and I was wrong on this. The national championship game is going to be played in Miami.
Well, it would be like the Aggies to book the hotel in Atlanta then.
At Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, so January 19th of 2026.
But again, if that's where it is, Longhorn fan would have already booked hotel rooms. Ohio State fans have already booked hotel rooms for Miami. Indiana fan has probably booked hotel rooms. Hell, my, I don't know, niece's husband, whatever you call that, last year, because the game was in Atlanta, he did have refundable flights and a hotel booked thinking his Oregon Ducks were going to go. He and his dad were going to, whatever it took to get to that game, they were going to go. I don't think he's done that this year.
No, I don't think so either.
Nor should he. But they just had a baby. I don't think he's allowed to go now. Last year he had permission. This year he does not. But it, I don't know any Aggie fan that has done that.
Well, nor should they. There's a long way to go between now and then. And Indiana shouldn't do it. Neither should Ohio State. Look, I can't wait for the Big Ten championship game. I want to see if Indiana is really for real. I think they are. But when they line up head-to-head against Ohio State, I want to know who's the better team in the Big Ten. And I will be rooting my butt off for Indiana in that game.
Yeah, I'm with you. But let me ask you, you shouldn't do it. See, I think you should. And it's, to a degree, arrogance. It's cocky. It's also smart planning, right? if you get it refundable. How confident are you and your team that they are going to go? Are you planning ahead? If they are there, and that's the thing. I mean, the Aggies haven't won a national championship since 1939, according to the Football on the Shelf up here. And I'm sure none of us remember that because we weren't around. So if I had a team that has a chance to go, and I'm a diehard Aggie fan, and I'm thinking they've got a chance to go this year, I would be planning ahead.
Yeah, you should be. You should
right?
Be.
But
you should be.
But the battered Aggie syndrome says I can't jinx it because it would be my fault if they don't. If I book that room and then they lose to South Carolina, it's my fault.
Well, sure, and they're not going to lose to South Carolina. Come on. It's not happening. There's no way. And now, if that game was in South Carolina, maybe I'd say there's a chance. But at College Station with 110,000 people there, all those Aggies, it's not going to happen. And then they'll win the next game, and then you have to show up to win that one. And then it's going to come down to that trip to Austin. But if the Aggies go into Austin undefeated and lose that game, they're still going to the playoffs.
They would just have a tougher path. See, now John says a lot of Aggies are acting like they win the Super Bowl each week and are staying undefeated. I'm not seeing that, and I've got a lot of friends that are Aggies. Like I said, this weekend in Scottsdale, think about 80% of them were Aggies. So I'm not seeing that, the thrill, the nervousness going into the game, and then, yeah, man, we kicked their ass. But everybody does that after you win a game. It doesn't matter who you're rooting for, especially as convincing as A&M has been in every one of these wins. The fact that they get better as the game goes on. They're not hanging on. They're not rallying late to beat Penn State, although that probably did win a Heisman Trophy for that quarterback is damn good.
That football team's good.
They are, but that quarterback, none of us really knew who he was coming into the year,
absolutely
right?
not.
But my goodness.
Well, who had Indiana being number 2 team in the country coming into this season? Nobody.
Nobody.
Not
even Indiana fans.
Not even Indiana fans. Not even the players. Nobody. But they are playing really, really well. And that's why I'm looking forward to that. And look, the Aggies got to get through the SEC championship game, too, against whomever that is on the schedule. So, I mean, there's some games coming up before they get to that point in time. But I love it. I love the way things are shaking out. I love the hope that Aggie fans have or don't have or however they're handling it. Doesn't matter. But I just watching this team play, I just cannot imagine that they're going to let anything slip them up until they get to Austin. And, boy, what a special season. Just think about it. If Texas A&M gets through the regular SEC schedule unbeaten, that's quite the feat in its own.
I guess the next question would be, if they go through the regular season unbeaten, I'm going to piss off some Aggies with this.
That's okay. We can do that.
And then lose in the playoffs. Was it a good season or not?
Yeah, of course it is. And you could almost make the statement that maybe one loss in the regular season wouldn't hurt because it kind of gets you because if you're 10-0 and then you're going into the SEC championship game, you win that one, and then you go into the playoffs and lose. I mean, the odds are against you, are they not? I mean, no team's going to go undefeated, are they?
I mean, they're not. But I'm glad that you just said that because you've hammered me, I don't know how many times, by Texas getting to the playoffs the last 2 years, and you're talking about, well, they didn't win it all, so what'd they do, right?
Well, they weren't undefeated going into it.
Does that matter?
Of course it does.
They didn't win it all.
Well, your question was, though, if A&M's undefeated through the SEC, is it still a good season? I said, yes.
Yeah.
You're still undefeated through a gauntlet of good SEC teams.
But getting into the playoffs, so if you have a loss or two and you lose in the playoffs, then, it's a waste of time.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm just saying sometimes it's, it doesn't hurt to lose a game along the way. I mean, look at some of the teams. Alabama, we'll lose this one.
I can tell you
Georgia,
this.
we'll lose this one.
Texas started the year number 1 and had a Heisman candidate as a quarterback.
You don't want that.
You don't want that. And I didn't want that when it happened. Remember that. But if A&M would happen to lose that last game, it would have been a great year for Longhorn fans.
Oh, unfortunately for Texas, they've got a lot of work to do. Where Texas A&M, they just have to continue to tread water over the next couple, 2 or 3 games. Tread water. Just make sure you're in good shape. Spurs play tonight in Chicago. Chicago really shorthanded. Just found out a few minutes ago Josh Giddey will not play for the Bulls tonight. And Luke Cornett is warming up.
He's available. Spurs just sent out an updated injury report 4 seconds ago, and he is available tonight, so that's good. No Harper. I mean,
just no
everybody,
Harper.
Yeah, everybody
else
expect to be out is out.
So the Spurs healthy going into this game. Chicago not so much. Good opportunity for the Spurs to pick up their 8th win and continue on. So that's a 7 o'clock tip-off out in Chicago, out in the Windy City. A very cold one. I saw a bunch of Spurs players walking into the arena all bundled up.
Well, it's snowing.
I know it. It's got to be
cold.
You know how it is in Chicago? It's windy, which makes it that much colder. And it just, glad I'm not in Chicago tonight.
Your hair would move.
No, I don't think so. I doubt it.
Look, it can't be that bad because Sean Elliott didn't come home. He's going to be on the broadcast tonight on TV.
I'm surprised. Very surprised that Sean is there. But looking forward to listening to Sean tonight, and hopefully, again, another Spurs win. Cowboys back in action. They'll get back together and get ready for Monday night's game against the Raiders in Las Vegas. And our good friend Shereen Williams says that they're going to honor Marshawn Kneeland
in a couple of ways.
Times,
they're going to have a helmet decal for the remainder of the season. They're also going to wear special T-shirts before the next 2 games. So the Monday night game against the Raiders and then their home game against the Eagles on the 23rd. They'll also hold a moment of silence there in a video tribute. According to Clarence Hill from All City, Dallas, Kneeland's girlfriend, Catalina, and his family will all be at the game.
Good job, Jerry Jones. That's good that they're going to do that. And again, it's going to be interesting and something we all need to watch this week is how the Cowboys handle this. I'm sure they're going to say the right things. Everything's going to be said the right thing. But, boy, that's got to be really a kick in the gut for those guys. And they're going to have to refocus, even though they're playing the Raiders, and maybe that's a good thing. But it's going to be tough.
I don't know how you treat it like an injury and next man up.
Yeah.
But football players are going to go play football, and maybe they will play inspired football.
Could be.
Because something like this, everybody's going to process this differently. Everybody does with the death. So you talk about the team, but also the individual and how they react. But getting back to work is probably one of the best things for him. I'm sure Schottenheimer will address it. I saw where Cooper Rush said, man, the best person to be in there for a situation like this, which I guess that's a good thing. But getting back to work, probably the best thing for all of those guys.
Well, I mean, sure. My gosh, having to, being all excited about a bye week and then getting this news just had to be a real downer for that team because Marshawn Kneeland was loved in that locker room. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no question about it.
And they will honor him before tonight's Eagles-Packers game with a moment as well. A game you can listen to here on 94.1, brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
Morning Huddle tomorrow morning. Rob and AJ will get you started at 6 o'clock. And then, the Blitz, we'll be back here at 2, and we'll react to all of it. Until then, great night, everybody.
Writing 410.